And we're back. Sorry for that.
Hello.
Was an idiot.
So Neko says we can get a natural odor coconut oil. So apparently we were fucking live when Marika thought we weren't.
No.
Or
Podcast has ended. We weren't live. We weren't even, I wasn't even in your stream.
Or Rick was speaking out of school about the coconut oil and the coconut oil odor. Or the other alternative is that Neko Lily is sitting in the room with Rick.
I think that's more likely.
In the room,
So, anyway.
I think Gideon is already lekker gekuier. So, yeah, that's probably a willebraai.
And stay tuned for the address coming to you in just a little bit. So, everyone, before Gideon very rudely cut us off, as you can see, we have two guests. There. Help me out, Marika. Come on. There we go. So Rick, and most everyone in the dark part of the internet knows Rick. And then Jay, who was kind of introducing himself, he works for some fat cunt with a hat. Right? Hi, Jay. Well, up until tonight, he worked for some fat cunt with a hat. After tomorrow.
Mike, I like to think of it as I serve the public. It helps me sleep better at night.
Yeah, okay. So Jay serves the public. He is fortunately not one of those badged wonder nuts that actually go and chase people at the beach. He does something useful. Right. But there we go. So let's get us all started. What is everyone drinking tonight? Rick is, I know, sucking down on a Russian. Madam Presidente was having some fun with an Irishman. Acetone.
Yeah, I'm on the Jim Beam now.
Oh, you're on Jim Beam now. Okay.
Okay.
Smuggle vodka during lockdown.
Was that your lockdown? Now listen, don't give it away too much. I have to ask: is that homebrew or store bought? My sound is scratchy. Let me try and resolve that sound there.
Where's your earphones, Brian?
That is a good point. Oops.
It's no wonder I'm always tired. I have to think from everybody.
But now you got to give me a second because these are Jabra earphones, which are very, very nice, but take an age to connect. So bear with me. And whilst I'm doing this, who's doing what this week? Now that we went through Rick and his acetone disguised vodka and Miss Jim Beam there. So Jay, what are you having?
Me, I'm unleaded tonight.
Are you unleaded? Why? Are you working or are you doing? Did your sober October extend?
It did indeed.
Did it indeed?
Yeah, I misbehaved a bit.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
The videos that I had to get destroyed speak to the contrary.
Hello, Shai.
Okay. I'm gonna try and resolve my sound issues and let Madam El Presidente entertain you all with our two guests. So do bear with me a little bit. I'm gonna go and put myself in.
Everybody knows me already. I want to see what Rick is gonna do. Rick's got some tricks. He promised us tricks.
So Rick, being one of the few professionals in the actual broadcast industry, is going through that you have to draw him out for his tricks. So Rick, more than just the levitating thumb, please. That is an epic fucking lava lamp behind you.
Thank you. And a nice rose quartz love crystal thing going on there.
I didn't even see that.
Chilling the vibes.
It protects you from COVID. Your little COVID crystal. That's nice.
The thing is radioactive as it is big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, impressive.
Now you guys have got to speak more. You really have to.
Yeah, okay, maybe, possibly. Come on, Rick, do a trick.
We've been through that.
No, I want a better one.
Rick, you need to give Marika some tips on bondage. She really wanted to know. That was like her big request for getting you on the show was just to hear all about it. How does she get started?
I don't need advice from him. I've got the stuff, so I don't need advice.
You've got the stuff, but you know how to use it.
It's really not that difficult to put somebody in handcuffs.
No, it's not. It's not handcuffing easy. Rope gets a bit more tricky.
No, it's not. It's cuffs.
Just make them a grandmaster.
Yeah, Ruth, tell us about this. She said, Ruth, was the theater busy? Was it quiet? Did people sit next to each other? Did they actually leave seats open? Tell us, let us know in the comments. Have you guys seen the latest episode of The Mandalorian? Because if you haven't,
I haven't started season 2 yet, so please no spoilers.
Yeah, please.
Spoil it. Spoil it.
I'll be like, la, 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 la.
Must spoil it.
it was so amazing. So amazing. I don't think there's going to be a season 3.
Why not?
I'm not going to say. Going to spoil things.
Yeah, please.
Yes, Cruz, I got a haircut. Can you not see that I got a haircut? It's shorter than it usually is.
Your beard is longer.
Yeah, for all of the comments about my
Your mustache. We can actually see your mustache now.
oh, there are lots. There are so many of those.
Gideon, Brian, your sound is still bad. There's some there's distortion on your side.
I'm trying my real best to do this.
Somebody's microphone is too sensitive or something. So, what does everybody have planned for Christmas? Christmas holiday. Rick, you?
We're doing Christmas on Sunday because my brother is going away to his wife's family on their farm. So we're having our family Christmas on Sunday.
Okay.
Mm.
But you're already at the beach, so you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. We got a sea view from my brother's place, so we're doing a bring and buy. Lots of fun. And I've been furiously 3D printing presents for the nieces and nephews with my new 3D printer I got on Black Friday, which I'm loving. It's really, really cool.
Which one did you get?
Ender 3 V2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was looking into getting one, but I don't know where I'm gonna put it because I kind of have a lack of space.
It doesn't take up much space. I've got like a concrete paving stone as the base that it's sitting on, so the footprint's pretty small.
But outside in your garage?
Just on a table here in the lounge.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Jay, your Christmas plan?
I'm just boring. Hang out with the family.
Is this
We're in the
better?
middle of the country, so it's not like I can go to the beach even if it was open. I will think about visiting my resident pothole. Just go there with the hose pipe or something. Some sunlight. The water, and the effect. Just wait and see, you know. Who's not a plan?
Yeah. Yes. So is this better?
3D printer, Marika.
Sorry?
You have a 3D printer.
No, I wanted one. My brother has one. He plays around with it.
And Rick, you said that you bought one.
Yeah, I bought one, and then I've also been learning CAD. So I've been designing a few things of my own, which has been really, really cool because I've had some ideas of things I wanted to make for a while, and that's been really cool. Now I followed some YouTube tutorials on Fusion 360, and I've been modeling stuff up and printing it out, and it's really, really amazing what you can do, like to prototype stuff. So I've got a couple of things in the works, some 2 self-defense products which I'm working on. So I'm hoping that there's some interest in it.
Is because there's a massive 3D printer there at Victim Identification, just across from where I work, and I've seen what they do, and it is absolutely fantastic how they are able to recreate things. But I see that they work with plastics and resins and that sort of thing. Tell me, is that 3D printer that you've got capable of working with any kind of metals?
No, it's an entry-level one. The metal stuff is very, very advanced. The only thing you could do is what they call like lost casting. So you'd print a part out of the plastic that you want, and then you make a mold around that, and then you melt the plastic out, and then pour molten metal in. So the molten metal then replaces whatever the plastic part was. But I'm not anywhere near doing that yet. I've just been playing with making stuff out of plastic.
All right. I'm just thinking now, because you know how everything across the pond there in the States is hard and cheap and that sort of thing. So the whole idea of 3D gun printing, you know, that got me intrigued. So I'm just wondering how, hey, you guys enjoying putting yourselves there?
We always do.
Okay, no, I can phrase that. You enjoy touching each other.
Hello, Christos. How are you doing? So Rick, just because I know you best, right? I also know I can also at least guess what other uses you're putting your 3D printer to. Does it print in medical grade silicon as well, or?
You can make molds for medical grade silicon, but I haven't got there yet.
Oh, come on. Well, don't come on if you haven't got the medical grade silicon, right? Because bitch to clean and all of that. But anyway, so, and Jay, I'm also presuming that if my erstwhile colleagues and your current colleagues in government service have access to a 3D printer, they are doing very little official on it.
I cannot confirm nor deny that statement.
Yeah, no, I'm almost utterly convinced that there is the minimal of official duties being performed on the 3D printer.
I will say this, and it has been echoed since the SAPS has been made, and that is, you never leave a policeman bored with state property and time to kill.
No, that's true. Also unsupervised, and with the current policeman, you know, let me not even go in there, Jay, lest I be too insulting to them.
Some of the biggest cucks are caused by the people supervising everyone. Which is a kippy over here or someone else, or deny, to do it for them.
Hey, so I'm still getting some comments that my microphone is distorting and is too loud. Is that the case?
It's a little bit. I mean, we can make out what you're saying, but it is peaking a bit.
Yeah, I don't want that. So listen, I'm gonna try go back and resolve that, because that's just not on.
So Jay, what you were asking something about 3D printing guns?
Yeah, because as we know in the States, everything there is a fraction of the price of what we get here. And firearm 3D printing is a thing over there.
Well,
something or something that they're capable of doing? I haven't touched base there. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, the big difference between America and here is that in the US, the firearm is the lower. That's what they define as the firearm. That's the part that you have to have serialized. You can order the uppers, the barrel, the bolts, the slide, all the actual like components that deal with all the big stresses. You can order that through the mail without a license. There's no restrictions on any of that. The lower is what you have to register. Now, in the States, you're allowed to, in almost all of the states, there's one or two exceptions. It's perfectly legal to manufacture your own firearm. It doesn't have to be serialized. You don't have to have any record for it unless you plan on selling it or transferring it to somebody else. Then it has to be serialized. So if you're making a firearm for your own personal use, you can make a firearm out of, pipe shotguns are common. Guys make shotguns out of water pipe and that, and it's perfectly legal to do that in the US as long as you don't sell it, or I think transport it across state lines. But now the thing is, with the lowers being the registered part, the lower you can 3D print, because that isn't really dealing with any major stresses. It basically holds your trigger group and it holds your magazine in, but it's not dealing with any of the major stresses that's going on with the barrel and the bolt. And that stuff you just order through the mail and bolt and attach to your plastic printed lower. That is feasible. The 3D printed guns that people have made where the whole thing is plastic and the actual, like I saw one guy made one, it was like a little revolver that shot 2.2. That's really crappy. I mean, they don't perform well, they don't last very long, and you could do a hell of a lot better using some pipe and a drill press and a welding machine rather than trying to 3D print something functional.
But they have been successful in making these all plastic firearms, correct?
No, well, yeah, but the all plastic firearms are really shitty. They still obviously have metal springs, metal strikers, but they're generally single shot and kind of low calibers like 2.2. The bigger stuff tends to blow up the plastic. You have to have a metal barrel to contain the pressure.
Interesting.
But there, you can order a barrel through the mail. So, yeah.
And yes, how's this? Does this sound a little bit better?
It's pretty much the same, bro.
Fuck.
How close are you to your mic? Where is your mic? Oh, okay.
It's
So
here.
You can't move away from it.
No, I can't.
Look, I mean, we can hear you. It's not absolutely terrible. It's just you are sounding a little on the harsh side.
Okay, let me try and use their beta function. Is this better?
That's better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So
Yeah.
Mozilla Firefox automatically adjusts the mic levels. Obviously to too fucking loud for my voice. Anyway,
Now we
so,
can converse like normal people. Now it sounds like a church.
well, at that note, I've run dry, so let me just go and grab a refill. I'll carry on talking to you.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, I'm walking away.
Speaking of, if I can signal through the internet to my slave girl who's in another room right now to fetch me some mix for my drink, please.
And
Can't you just,
she was
like,
in another room, but she can still
send
hear
her a
you.
WhatsApp.
So, got you.
She couldn't hear you though, Brian, because I got headphones in.
But you repeated what I said.
So what do you guys think about our esteemed Minister of Police on the beaches? I think that's just ridiculous.
Shutting down a film shoot while he has a camera crew with him. Like, the irony there is just outstanding. Yeah.
So he went to the beach wearing white trousers and white shoes. That's just and he took his own film crew with him. To catch some shine and stayed away from the Durban beaches and all those things. No, it's ridiculous.
Of course, he stayed away from Durban. He was going to get his ass kicked there.
But I could just question, are we talking about beaches or bitches? Because between Mr. Tele and Mr. President, what's the distinction between? Because you've got some bitches and the Durban bitches that you've got to stay away from, and then they're trying to close the other beaches as well. So yeah,
But it's also the beaches. Just be careful of the bitches
surprised.
with the beaches on the beaches.
I'm glad you put bodyguards in quotation marks there, Jacques, because yeah. Anywho, I'm super surprised that Julius didn't have a little shit fit, because Camps Bay was Julius's beach, right? Cyril owns Sea Point, Julius owns Camps Bay. They should have sent Becky down to Strand Beach and see how far he got. He got telling people to get off that one.
And I think Malema also by Brackenfell. I think he's still licking his wounds from that.
And Malema lost the thing against Trevor Emmanuel, and they cut free for him again with something. Maybe the latest African Forum thing has got Julius a bit bothered. I haven't checked up on that lately, so I don't quite know what's going on there.
Okay, but here's my question, right? Okay, Jay, besides what you think, right? The big Vol Dam is not the sea. Hello, Tian.
Sure?
Who is going to the beach this holiday or this Christmas? Rick, I know you are.
Oh yeah, you know, Scots, we love the beach.
Yeah, but only at night.
Exactly. Bonfires on the beach are awesome.
Of course. I've met many Goths and at bonfires on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to Cape Town, but I'm not going near a beach.
If you're going to Cape Town, you will be near lots of bitches.
But not the ones with sand. They might be sandy, but not the ones with sand.
I don't know what the levels of hygiene are, okay? Right? So I'm not going to comment if they have sand or not. But if it's Cape Town, they're certainly wine enough to have plenty of sand in all sorts of uncomfortable places.
Oh, that's where Malema was. He's broke. He needs every little thing that he can get. I need to pick up on that. JC, send us a link. No, you can't post a link. I will Google that. Okay, so people are still going on the beaches.
But so here's my most disappointing thing. I actually made a few tweets about it as well. And I got a little bit of response from some of the DA politicians. So everyone is going on about Becky being this cunt, and yes, he is. And everyone's going on about Becky being this gangster thug, and yes, he's all of that too. Okay, but Alan Winde is no better, right? He has sent out all of his little scum-sucking law enforcement shitheads down to Herald's Bay and kicked people who wanted to sell stuff on the various pathways out of it. He has stopped legitimate business people doing legitimate business, and at the same time he has the fucking temerity to then go and whine about the ANC closing down the beaches, but he's the one fucking implementing their policies. So yes, I know all politicians are ass wipes and fucking, shit stains on the panty of humanity, but ultimately one would expect better from someone like fucking Alan Windbag, wouldn't one? But then again, he just shows us what he is.
But the DA mayor in Nijmegen did the same.
And the DA fucking councillor in Claremont. I'm sorry, I got this lovely WhatsApp today from a friend who lives in Claremont. The DA councillor is going on about this fictitious super strain virus of COVID-19 that has apparently started, it originated in the Garden Route and is now busy turning everyone into fucking zombies. And that all of Claremont must never touch each other or see each other again because, they're going to die from COVID-19 version 2.0.
No, I heard zombies. Where are they?
I think
Brian died with the zombies.
The DA just cut off his internet connection.
Yeah, Shahid makes a good point there. DA is just ANC light. It's ANC with less corruption, but the policy is all the same.
That's also
there's
actually,
just no way that I will support the DA. I'm just waiting for them to be a bit more active around Tabazimbi so I can start heckling them, because at the moment they're also just there. They want to stop the Shabeens from operating in the townships because of noise and selling alcohol outside of trading hours and not adhering to COVID regulations. And they got this whole petition set up and sent out town, and some of the people in the townships were like, well, you can stick your petition where the sun doesn't shine. Not all of us are afraid of the stupid regulations. Which is exactly what we want them to do. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's so many people complaining about, please help, this family lost their job, please help, my friend is homeless, please help, these people don't have food. And it's the same people that want to help these people were the people that said, well, stay at home and save lives. You don't want to go out and kill somebody. And now what? I told them months ago this is what's going to happen, and now all of a sudden they want to help people.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the thing I've seen this year is that so many people are starting to wake up and realize, they're becoming aware of things like government overreach and how our rights can just be trampled on. And I've seen so many normies who have now, sort of gotten more on board with the different way of thinking. And it's like, you'll know that Star Wars quote: the harder you squeeze, the more systems slip through your fingers.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
It
but
is.
it's a thing of too little too late, isn't it?
Yeah. In my town, the people are not speaking out against it. They aren't saying anything. My friends all think this is a bunch of bullshit. But if you look at town's Facebook and you eavesdrop on some other conversations, or you catch a comment here and there, it's still people saying, no, but you can kill somebody if you don't go out without your mask. You don't know if you could have it. So and they don't speak out against it. I made a post the other day about what Jonathan Witt said about the PCR testing. And that was apparently the first time that the people heard of this thing, that PCR testing isn't accurate. And we've been saying it since March. And they weren't listening. And my stuff gets taken off of Facebook by the admins. They don't want any government-related, COVID-related posts on the Facebook page. So all that's going on there is, I'm selling this weight loss product and I'm selling cookies and I have puppies to give away. And why is there no
save lives?
Oh, yes, of course.
You can say that till you're blue in the face and have a little frame around your profile pic.
Yeah, because that's different, doesn't it?
The mothers that are so afraid of catching this thing or giving it to somebody else, do they actually wear their masks inside the house? Because heaven forbid if they give the thing to their kids. Or do they think that staying, the home is suddenly a safe zone? Because a couple of months ago, the UK government said, wear a mask when you're having sex.
No, it wasn't the UK government, it was the US government. Or one of their state governments.
Was it the US?
Yeah, it wasn't the UK.
It could have been the UK as well. Okay, the US one.
Listen, Boris is stupid. He's not that fucking stupid.
You don't know what you're bringing home.
Let me Google that. It might well have been fucking Boris.
But I just want to put out there, for many years before, people didn't know what they were bringing home and they didn't wear masks. Now,
And how
now
suddenly it's an issue.
I'm a little bit concerned as to the quality of things that are being brought home.
JC,
But I
the people are politically illiterate. They don't really care what's going on outside. They just watch the news, and whatever the news tells them, they will believe. Don't come with your otherwise stories, because the three big churches are here and the other two big ones are here. So if it doesn't come from the news and it doesn't come from the church, it's not the truth.
So it was Canada's chief health officer who said that, amongst various other things, to avoid the coronavirus pandemic or something. But only if you choose to engage in an in-person sexual encounter with someone outside of your household or close contacts bubble. Skip the fisting, the kissing, and the face-to-face contact, and consider wearing a mask that covers the nose and the mouth, and another one that covers the penis. So there you go. Skip the fisting and wear a condom up here and on your penis. That is how you avoid the COVID in Canada.
The BDSM scene is like way ahead of it. I mean, they've been wearing gas masks and GIMP masks for years. So
exactly that, right? I'm just so surprised that I haven't seen this entire, because I mean, of course, the goth scene's huge over here, right? And the BDSM scene in the UK is a big one as well. Mm-hmm. I'm just surprised I haven't seen sort of them all out in the street wearing their play masks instead of these stupid fucking shit things you buy at Boots.
Well, I did send you contact details of those friends of mine who moved to Reading as well. Huh?
You did? I must go look. Rick, there was a phone ago, I think.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Friends of mine eating in a very interesting club. Strawberries and vanilla yogurt.
I thought you were going to do strawberries and cream after you said interesting club. But strawberries and vanilla yogurt. It's very unlike you.
It's fantastic. It's just.
I know it's fantastic. It's just
double
you
cream
and
vanilla yogurt. Don't go. Amazing. Nah, yeah. It's only vanilla I like.
Anyway, Jay, you're looking lost, bud. You're looking lost. So for our two guests, Uber Grippenführer, right? Do you also have a doctor who injects you every day with funny chemicals like the other Grippenführer? Sorry, is that too much of a history joke for you?
I'm not, if you're referring to Man in the High Castle, I'm not there yet.
Okay. No, I'm not. To be honest, I watched exactly 2 episodes of Man in the High Castle, and it was boring.
Oh, I love it. I really rated that series. It's been Brian, give it another try.
But here's the thing, Rick. I love alternate history. I love it. Yeah. I wanted to like that so much. And it was like, please, I hope it gets better, right? Because the first 2 episodes were like, fantastic. You're kind of ripping off all of the old classic World War II movies, and you're not doing it as well. That's the feeling I kind of got.
I thought it was done brilliantly. The sort of period drama shoot that they did and the reconstructions were amazing.
Okay, I'll give it another. I'll give it another shot. Yeah. But honestly, I wanted to enjoy that. I think we've had loads of discussions about alternative history as well. It's just, I love that whole concept. I wanted that to be brilliant, and I was just.
Have you read the book?
No, I have not read the book.
I've got it. I haven't read it yet. Sorry, Marika, go.
The book is better. It's shorter, obviously. The TV show has got a lot of extra stuff going on, but yeah, the whole alternate history thing. If the Nazis and Japan won the war, what would America look like? and that's something that might need to be discussed at some stage, because they've got this neutral zone. You know, there's where the Japanese won, and it looks like North Korea. And there's the part where so America is split in two. Japan has the one half, and the Reich has the other half. And Japan looks like the Japan ruled place looks like North Korea, crossed
Which
with
is San Francisco.
Soviet Russia. And then there's the Reich, which looks like normal American suburbia. And then there's the neutral zone, which is the place where I think all of us would want to live one day. Because
It's like this rural anarchic.
there's no government spying and stuff. It's kind of dog eat dog, and they can still find you there and whatever. So that's what it's like. And at the end of the day, you know, if things continue on the trajectory that they are, we're going to find ourselves on these two sides, and maybe the lucky few will escape to the mountains and live on their own in the middle.
I don't know. Right. My wants and loves for the alternative history are probably a little bit more academic than all of that. But if you want to talk about the sort of free zones to go and live, I've got a good one for you. But I just want to answer JC's question. So JC was going on about, didn't the Belgian health minister also place a ban on something about sex? Yes, JC, she tried to ban group sex. But if you've seen a picture of the Belgian health minister, she is group sex on her own. And I think that's about as close as she'll ever get to it. Coming back to the liberated zones, I just watched an epic massive hunt, right? Because it was released and because I am a utter fanboy. For those who don't know, this is Grand Tour, Clarkson, Hammond and May. For those who still don't know what Grand Tour is, because I see Mareka's eyes glazing over. No, it's not Star Wars. But
I am familiar with the Three Stooges.
Okay, so they went to Madagascar looking for pirate treasure. It was really fucking good. It was really a fucking good. Well, it was much better than them being seamen in the Mekong Delta. But they went and found the old pirate territory of Libertaria in Madagascar. And it's fucking beautiful there. I was looking at that and thinking, when I fucking saved up enough money and I can afford to live my life without working, I'm going to fucking live it right fucking there. You know, when I don't have, well, when the kids are self-sufficient, right? Because it's just amazingly fucking beautiful. It is just, wow. Right there on our doorstep, and I never knew how beautiful a place it was. So anyway, I wonder what their gun laws are like. Doesn't look like they have any laws, though, to be honest.
I've got a question to pose to the group here regarding the Second World War, seeing as busy talking about alternative histories. I've got a scenario for you. Say now, Nazi Germany did not attack the Russians. They kept all their focus on the Allies. And towards the end of the war, they wiped the floor with the Allies, and then it's just them and the Japanese left. Do you think they would have tolerated?
They would never have. So here's the thing, right? From a pure military science perspective, Germany never had the capacity to defeat the United States of America. Never, ever.
Came pretty damn close.
Not on American
an utter
soil.
impossibility.
No.
Bear this in mind, that the United States of America, in effect, right, started supplying war material, etc. But regardless of that, pretty much single-handedly took on a major power in one theater, the Pacific, and contributed not manpower proportion, but certainly supply proportion, probably about 85% of the effort in Europe and the sort of various other sub-theaters, the Middle East, Africa, etc. And did it quite comfortably. I mean, they took down, when did they enter the war? 41. They had it all pretty much sewn up. If they'd pushed it a little harder, they could have had it all in the bag halfway through 1944. So it's no, no, no. You can alternate history as that as much as you want. The 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 understanding of the manufacturing capacity that America had, I don't know if it still has it. It might be able to latch into it, but had then is immense. It's mind blowing. It's nowhere close to what Germany could have done. Even if here's my theory, right? And it's just a theory, my own sort of historical observations. The best Hitler could have possibly have done would have been to push back Stalin sufficiently if his theory of you kick in the door and the whole crumbling edifice comes falling down had worked, right? And he had managed to take over European Russia with all of the resources and everything that comes with that. He would have been able to hold Europe. He would have been able to force the United Kingdom to sue for peace, and with that, America doesn't come into the war. Okay? America didn't come into the war to help France, Belgium, or Russia even. Came to the war to help the United Kingdom. Right? With that out the picture, therein lies a different story. But it would never have been take over the world type thing. Never ever. Okay? And the irony of everything is, sorry, one last thing. The irony of everything is, in the reality, the United States is the only country Hitler ever declared war on.
Oh, okay.
Everything else he might have attacked, but he never declared war. Right? He only ever declared war in America.
People seem to forget that Germany was in Africa as well. So if they abandoned the Russian attempt because of winter, they might have just focused their attempt in North Africa until
Germany's own interest in Africa ended in 1915, right? Or in effect, when Letter von Vorbeck was stopped, so that was actually 1918, right? That's when their de facto interests in Africa ended. They were pulled into Africa to help Mussolini because Mussolini was fucking it up, okay? But they were not compelled to, they didn't go into Africa by choice, okay? So they didn't care two shits about Africa until it sort of gave them an idea to get to the Middle Eastern oil fields. But remember, their big bet on the oil fields was through Russia. It wasn't through Africa. North Africa was a distraction to them.
Well,
Right.
they might have gone for dustier pastures. Well, we'll never know.
Well, you see, here's the other thing. From a military perspective, right? That big old fucking Sahara Desert, that's the biggest barrier you can hope for. Right? It's damn difficult to launch an attack. The Japanese probably had a better chance of getting to southern Africa than the Germans did. Right? And that's one of the reasons why they went and did those preemptive invasions of Mauritius and Madagascar, etc. The South Africans, the New Zealanders, and the Canadians. But if you want to talk about the ultimate history, you want to talk about world-changing things, right? A mad Serbian doesn't blow up a fucking Austrian archduke. And the world is a completely different place. Because if the First World War didn't happen, the old world, I'm talking about the royalty old world, didn't end when it ended in the manner that it ended. And the Second World War never happened, right? Because the Second World War could not have happened without the First World War. And that's an interesting space, because then both socialism is very unlikely to have actually been created. I think the Germans didn't believe the production figures concerning American war production. Yeah, they laughed. They laughed until they stopped laughing, didn't they? Because, wow, I've seen some of the stats and figures, because I know I'm an anorak and I like stats and figures. But what Ford could produce compared to some other stuff. Yeah, anyway. Sorry. Veritas is very, very happy that I'm safe under Her Majesty's protection. Veritas, I'm happy to tell you I'm nowhere near under Her Majesty in any concept. I'm not into grannies. Okay. The USA could not defeat Korea, Vietnam, or Japan without the A-bomb. Yeah. Oh, it's you again, Veritas. Sorry. I'm not having that discussion with you. You like trolling things. Yes, I am jumping to World War One because World War One is the most profoundly seminal event of our current lives. Our lives would be completely different if that thing didn't happen. There would not be communism. Communism, what? Probably the biggest issue in the world today, right? Communism slash socialism.
So, and what about the Ottoman Empire? That would have looked different. South Africa
Ottoman
would probably
Empire was
been,
going to die anyway,
it
right?
might
The
not have
Ottoman Empire.
been a republic. We would have stayed a union, but maybe not a republic, or maybe we would have disbanded the union.
Well, I don't know. How would it have changed, right? I mean, you got to think that
Botswana will
that
still
the
be part of South Africa.
well, I wouldn't
We would
I wouldn't
still
go
have
so
the
far as to
homeland.
say I wouldn't go as far as to say that the status in 1913 would have just extended. I think there were other drivers, other motivational factors which would have created their own impetus for change. I don't think South Africa would have continued to exist, right? I really think that South Africa continued to exist beyond 1910 when it came into de facto being, right, with being called a union and all of that. I think it continued to exist only because we had commonality of purpose. There was a war on, and the British were kind of in control, and there were a lot of South Africans who thought of themselves as British, and they were all in purpose, and it came close. It came close to destroying South Africa. Very, very, very close. Okay, South Africa as we know it today. Okay, and again, not as close in the 1940s, but I think that Africa certainly would have looked very different because the motivations brought to bear by communism and socialism would not have been there. There would have been other motivations, different types of motivations, but communism and socialism only existed because of that First World War. All right.
Now, what is regarding Africa and the First World War and that sort of thing? Now, you're right. The First World War was a massive game changer. But remember, you had the massive arms race, people developing all these giant cannons, the introduction of the submachine gun, new tanks, that sort of thing. Basically, all the colonial powers were aching to show off their big, shiny brass balls. And that's why we had the First World War, as any history book will tell you.
No.
Because it was just, hear me out. It was one giant boiling pot. But if the First World War hadn't happened, regarding Africa, we would still see a lot of colonialist countries. Belgium still heavily invested in the country because there's still plenty of resources there, despite them raping the country, is there not? That's just one example. Belgium, France, Portugal, all those countries.
So here's what I think, and Jay, just give me 1 second because I know Uber Grippenführer here is itching to fucking have conquest again, and Rick's probably got a few things because he's usually got some good insight about stuff like this. Here's what I do think, Jay, is I think that a lot of Africa's problems resolve from this very traumatic disengagement from colonialism. Okay, when you talk about the disengagement being delivered by force, and as much as anyone in the combatives world and the self-defense world will say, yes, but violence is necessary. Yeah, it is, in small doses and very, very specifically directed. Ultimately, violence and force does not give you long-term success. Okay? If there was no First World War, would there have been a disengagement from the colonial environments? Yes. It would have been far more structured, far more along the French method of bringing up people and creating more sustainability, right? Until, of course, they fucking had violence and then that all fell to pieces. But you get where I'm going. There would have been far more development in the colonies and then a more gradual disengagement with that control of the resources still being in place, right? So you'd have had this more stable, more considered disengagement. You would have had more control, and you would have had less engagement or less violence, And ultimately, you would have probably had a better fucking standard of living over most of what is Africa today, right? Because you wouldn't have had the chaos and then the repeated chaos, because now we've figured out a way that works, and that's the only fucking way that works. JCS, that is fucking awesome. Thank you.
Thank
$100 and we
you.
don't even have Gideon. Okay. But sorry, I'm waffling because this is one of my little pet subjects, and I like this, and I love alternative history. I really do. But I sincerely don't see South Africa being in the same way that it is now. I don't see South Africa wouldn't be the country today. There would have been quite possibly a Western Cape / KwaZulu Natal sort of aligned territory. And then there would have been the old Transvaal or Orange Free State, and then I think there would have been a lot of independence in the Northern Cape as well. In fact, you might even see that being closer to parts of what is Namibia as opposed to what is South Africa, right? Certainly Uppington and all of those places. If there'd been a more considered disengagement, and Germany had the ability to expand Southwest Africa, Uppington would have been given to them, I think. And a lot of the Northern Cape, because we didn't know about diamonds then.
Yeah, it certainly is fascinating about what could have happened and what should have happened. Maybe Jan van Riebeeck shouldn't have landed. Maybe he should have just.
Ooh. If Jan hadn't landed, then
where the land was already conquered by somebody else.
If Jan had landed, then the British would have landed. Someone would have been here, right? Or the migration from Central Africa would have just extended further. Listen, the actual original First Nation, if I can use that fucked up Canadian term, right? The First Nation, the original inhabitants, certainly of the Western Cape, right? But of most of Southern Africa, or the Khoi and the San. Those are the two people who have the actual legitimate claim to say we were here first. Everybody else in Southern Africa is a fucking migrant, okay? From Central Africa, from Europe, from wherever. But they were fucked
even the
either
Khoi
way.
and the San came from someplace. They also fled south.
Potentially, right?
They did find unoccupied land.
Yeah.
We don't know if they killed off somebody.
Well, now we're going back really far, and then we're going to say, but what about the Neanderthal and the Cro-Magnon? The Cro-Magnon are all in Ireland.
Were in Europe. Homo sapiens killed them off and interbred with them.
But you get where I'm going, right? So I mean, ultimately, if Jan hadn't landed, it would have been fucking John, right? But somewhere there would have been someone would give cause to give fucking Julius his half pint erection to have something to be happy about.
Common sense and logic. They hate it when you, because then the tiny little pea that's between the ears, it can't comprehend it. It's very difficult.
Politicians, they don't even have a P, dude. All those fuckers have is a greed switch. What can I fucking get? All of them.
According to modern science, humanity started in Africa. So we all come from Africa. So Africa is not just for the black people. We come from Africa. Some of the the homos, the Homo erectus and the Homo habilis, they migrated, and because of a different diet and more sunshine and better living conditions, their skin started paling, and they migrated back west again, and some went into Africa and some went on to Europe, and then from there on, they came south. So if you believe those kinds of things, then we all come from Africa.
You know what?
The whole point is moot, according to science.
Here's the irony for all of them who ended up in Europe. For as much as everyone is flocking to Europe today, I think Europe has hosted more genocides and more sort of extinction level events delivered upon cultures and tribes and people than any other continent in the world, right? So you have
I mean, from what old fucking Julius, not Malema, the actual Julius Caesar, did to the Celts, right? Which was what? No, let's go back even further. What the Assyrians did to fucking everyone, including up as far as into Europe and places like that. Then what the Persians followed on with, and then what the Greeks and Romans decided to also adopt. You know, I'm not fucking surprised that when, Homo sapien made it to Africa and then saw what was happening, oh, fuck this shit, I'm out of here, type thing. So, yeah. Anyway.
Basically, history is just one giant line of if this cunt can't do it, then it'll be this cunt over here.
Can the guest talk? Jesus had the Bible. Brian has already surpassed a live reading of that. You paid $35 to tell me I'm a verbose motherfucker. Well fucking done, JCS. Well fucking done.
It's always funny to me that the left go on about First Nations, but then in the same breath they'll talk about immigrants welcome. So, like, how do they reconcile those two? Yeah,
I don't think they can. They can't entertain two opposing thoughts at once. Their brain just explodes. They just prefer, the one side. So let's stick with that, and let's ignore all these other things that's damaging to my little theory, and focus on this. That's why you can't argue science with them, because they are incapable of comprehending stuff that's way over here.
So Shahid is disappointed that we sound like the History Channel, right? He wants to know if Kele should get himself a Glock. No, he shouldn't get himself a Glock. What he should do is get himself a fucking brain, and then some ethics, and then some integrity. But he's a fucking gangster, so he won't get any of that. Nor will he get himself a Glock either, because he's just a lazy fucker. Anyway, but we are very happy to talk guns.
No, but listen, you want to talk about that? Interesting thing. I was in Bloemfontein about a month and a half back to go and testify, and guys from is it Grootplay, the prison there. In any case, the guys from the
Brandvlei, no, that's down in Worcester. Grootplay. Go with Grootplay.
One of the prisons there. Listen, I'm about as rectum as you can get. So don't ask me where this place is or that place is, even with the fucking GPS. I end up going to Durban to get to Joburg. So that's just me when it comes to directions. But be that as it may, I'm sitting in court and these guys come in, and because they're part of prison, I'm expecting them to carry Berettas, Z88, the normal stuff. They're coming with 19s. And the interesting
Who's this
thing
again?
The prison, the big fucking prison there in the Bloemfontein.
Okay. I'll tell you why just now, but you go on.
The prison eludes me in any case. They're all, about 3 or so of the guys are busy transporting a whole group of these guys in. Apparently a gang that got caught. And I was testifying against one of them because he got found with an illegal CZ75. And these guys have all got Glock 19. So I'm like, listen, yeah, what's the story? Because you're supposed to have direction.
Sorry, Rick's getting felt up. He's getting felt up. He is having the best fucking Whiskey Friday of everyone. Well fucking done.
there's a kitten under my table.
Yeah, I see that. Just look up, Jay. Just look up.
I've only seen half the film. I've seen the full one. When I pay money, I want to see the full experience, not half.
Epic. So yes, the prison services do have Glock 19s. That was they call them the ESTs or ERTs or something like that, emergency support team or reaction team or something.
But
right?
The interesting thing, but they say that that ball and cup sight. No, Rick, I'm not talking about the sight that you just provided us with. The standard sights on the Glocks, they work much better for them than they do with the Berettas, the 3 dots, believe it or not.
Okay.
I just find that interesting.
Well, the standard sights on the Glock's like the only fucking complaint I have about the Glock. But okay, right, that is what it is. Ah, boy, Rick, should we ask you some questions right now? Are you a little distracted?
Rick should maybe read us something. And
Yes.
we'll see for how long he can go.
Yeah, it reminds me of an interesting experience I had on one of the alternative routes on the way to Johannesburg, when I had my passenger was
Rick, focus, Rick.
And so I was on a narrow dual carriageway, single lane, and there was a truck broken down on the side of the road, and I was approaching the truck with another truck oncoming. And I had to squeeze between the broken down. Now there wasn't, it's a little narrow dual carriageway. There's no proper yellow line, so it's kind of half in the road, half on the side. And I had to squeeze the car between the timing was perfect between the broken down truck, myself, the oncoming truck, and it was like a near-death experience. And then after the fact, my passenger sort of sat up and was oblivious to what had just happened and how close to death we'd just come.
Excuse the pun.
That's a new
So, I know a guy who was really into accident investigations. He's actually told me that shit like that's more common than one would think. Distraction.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jay, you were saying something about Glock 19s, but Rick's story was more interesting.
No, but Rick's story brings up another story that's quite famous around the lab. I think so you also brought into the optics. Nice. No, it's a very famous story around the lab. I can obviously talk about it because it happened many moons ago. But the long and the short is that this husband and wife were very, very kinky. And the wife liked to peg the husband, but not in the traditional way. They had a Magnum revolver, a 357 or 44, one of the two. And obviously on a farm, what she would do is she'd fire a couple of shots out the window and insert said barrel into Okey Pokey. Needless to say, the unit got called there one evening because while making use of said revolver, he forgot to fire every last round. And in the process, he had a massive hole in his ass and an even bigger exit from his mouth.
I'm sorry. That's fucking hilarious.
That's awful. Talk about going out with a bang.
Well, it's coming with a bang. It's not going with a bang. Unless you're Japanese, then it's going with a bang. Because in Japan, you don't come, you go, right? But
Yeah.
Wow. No.
you know, so my mom was the forensics officer. Did all the postmortems and all of that, and she got one dude in, and he liked to. He also had this little bit of a. It wasn't an autoerotic fixation. It was more of an autoelectric or an electric erotic fixation, I think. An electrostimulus fixation, something like that. But what he'd done was instead of, I can make Jay jump. What he'd done was instead of buying something suitable to the task, was he'd taken his bedside lamp and stripped the duplex, right? So he had one end which he wrapped around his penis, exposed the cord, wrapped around, and then he put the other one in some sort of anal suppository up his anus, and then took a broomstick and a Playboy and hit the on switch, and then he went off. Okay,
distinctly off, right? Because damn, it was just gone. And that was an hilarious fucking autopsy. I will say that. Now, my mom's not a fucking dickhead. She didn't invite the world to come in and see it. Neither did she invite me, but I was there helping her with something, so I happened to see this. It was fucking hilarious.
Shame.
I can imagine. No,
Shame. Right? You need to check up on Gideon.
Okay, let me check on Gideon.
He
He
can't
is
be
probably
eating that
so
much.
fucking drunk that he might not know about lamp poles and things like that.
Hello, Chris. Welcome.
When
Yeah.
you talk about
no.
Are you coming on?
Gideon ditched us nicely. As
He was a real twat about these things. Huh? Okay, I've sent him a WhatsApp.
or even bother to
Never
So-
reads it, Brian. You know this.
Should I send it to his wife? I don't think she'd like hearing about that.
Shame.
Anyway.
She's gonna have to drive him home.
No, she's not going to. Well, yeah, she will drive him home, but that's not a first for her. She's had to do that a few times when he's come in bride, and then the one time he threw up, not fortunately in her car, she managed to stop and let him throw up outside, but it was a lot of vomit apparently. It's a good thing she's a doctor. But where was I? Oh yes, we were talking about electrical eroticism. Is Rick
And,
having a
uh,
stiff drink?
That's
Rick,
a-
Variable
that's a
Vision wants to know
thing.
if you're having a stiff
I need
drink.
another one.
That's
Okay,
a thing. You get like a machine thing with electrodes and stuff that you can clamp to yourself.
Yep. It's the same electrostim machines that you use for, working out and whatever. You just get different insertables and attachments and clamps and things.
I
that you
have
can
one of those
hook up to it. Yeah, it's great.
for
just
my
play-
ankle injury.
Yeah, place the pad strategically and crank it up.
But okay, excuse me, I need to go and treat my ankle injury just now. Should I sit here like Rick is doing? Anywho,
I did
Seneca
hear a
says-
story, not a first hand or even second hand story, but it was a guy who used to get his jollies on. Apparently, he would take the wires from the speaker on his television set. It was old, the old school CRT television set, and the audio electricity signal is not that strong. So he would insert one wire down his urethra, and then one wire up his ass, and
okay.
put the TV on, and then the sound level varies up and down as people speak and music plays and whatever. So it would give him this like pulsations up and down. Except one day it stopped working. So he opened the back of his television to try and figure out what had gone wrong with his little jerry-rigged wires. Bent forward to look, and his head made contact with one of the capacitors that has like, I don't know how many 10,000 volts in it, and zapped him in the head, and he died. And he was found with these wires inserted, and yeah. Fun times.
I tell
Can
you
you
something.
imagine what that looks like to a first responder or the person finding him? It's like, this dude is getting messages from the television. He
So-
made contact with the aliens or something.
From my own perspective, I can't speak to the whole first responder, the whole specific television in your penis and anus thing, right? That part I can't do. But I can speak to pitching up on some weird fucking shit, right? And it's just, to be honest, like it's only super funny in the first year, and after that, it's just here's the first reaction. So how the fuck do I make this entertaining in a statement? Because ultimately, right, by the fucking luck of lottery, I'm the dickhead who needs to read this out to a magistrate who has zero fucking sense of humor, or alternatively, the world's best sense of humor and is as dry as the fucking Sahara Desert and will make you do that shit to a courtroom full of people. And, well, certainly for the first couple of times you do it, it's embarrassing as all fuck. And then after you've done it a few times, it's as funny as fuck. And the best you want to do is not laugh because, you have a whole bunch of family of the deceased or the victim or whatever sitting in court. And you want to say, I saw your fucking brother, husband, whatever. And he went out like that. And I thought it was funny. Because if I don't think it's funny, I'd go fucking insane, right?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Like, there's another one for the Darwin Award.
Some of the weird shit people get up to get off, and it's like you can get some really, really good devices really, really cheap. So why do you go and do all these weird, dangerous things?
I don't know. Days prior to the internet or something.
It's a risk aspect. People enjoy a good risk. Why do you think you get people get caught shagging out in public? It's a risk thing for them.
Called dogging.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is why some of South Africa's population numbers are decreasing, because people are so risk averse. They
don't dog anymore. Is that what you're saying?
If they do it with a mask on.
Well,
people who wear masks will not be dogging in public.
No. No, they're not exhibitionists if they wear masks, or certainly not the fucking surgical kind.
You see, I as sexually liberal as I am, and all the weird shit that I'm into, I actually have a problem with that. People having sex in public, because I believe everything that you do sexually should be consensual. Whatever weird shit you want to get up to, the people involved should be consenting adults.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And now, if you're out in public, somebody can, excuse the pun, come across you, and maybe they're not into that shit. Maybe they don't want to see that, and now they've been getting irate by whatever you're doing out in public, and they had no choice in the matter. Brian's frozen again.
No, Rick, what you're saying is valid. But if you walk in a park or on a mountainside and you see a car parked over there, but you're over here, you can't see what's going on there. You might see the car moving slightly, but if you walk over there,
no. I once was walking from my house to my sister's house, and the way that these people had parked and where I was walking, I had no choice but to cut really close to the car, and they were going for the passenger seat. And I mean, the thing is, they were parked on a village green where there was tennis court and open field where all the kids in the neighborhood go and play. And I was like, it didn't bother me, but I was like, middle of the day, not even at nighttime, middle of the daytime. And
that's not everybody wants to see that.
And then another time I was going through a hike and happened to see some guy jerking off another guy, and I was like, I don't really want to see that either,
I was on a hike once in somewhere in Rustenburg. It wasn't really a hike. Well, we did the hike and then we did a little short excursion somewhere to a little waterfall. And we definitely interrupted two dudes' date. They weren't busy doing anything, but we definitely interrupted them doing something. But I mean, that's a risk that you take. If you want to do it in a place that gets a lot of feet, that's your risk.
Sure.
If you don't mind getting caught, okay, that's fine. That's well, in South Africa you can get charged for it, for public indecency or whatever, if a cop comes across you. And lots of puns going on. But if there's a secluded spot and there's nobody there, by all means go do it in nature. It's fine, it's fresh air. Just don't leave stuff behind.
Yes. Definitely not.
I have no idea why my internet's all up and down. But fucking hell!
They think that they're giving everybody else a show.
Speaking of, did you hear about that e-girl Belle Delphine who sold her bathwater? I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Yes, we know about her.
Her latest stunt is that she's auctioning off the condom that she's going to use in her first live porno.
It's probably just her doing a demonstration on a dildo of how to put it on with your mouth. Because she's done a stunt like that before. She said she will, what did she say? She will eat PewDiePie live. Yeah. And what she did, she wanted to do something, the cream pie or something. And what she did was she only had his face, and she did something with his face. So she didn't actually have the real PewDiePie with her. So she's a fantastic troll.
Oh, absolutely. The marketing's brilliant. I mean, PewDiePie is one of the biggest YouTubers out there. So to use his name, it's obviously going to get her the hits.
Who's this?
But the fact is that there are people who would buy somebody else's used condom is a bit disturbing to me.
Yes, I said this before. It says more about the people going for those kinds of things than it does about the person selling those kinds of things. Because she's just a snake oil salesman. She's a brilliant showman and an entertainer, and she sells a product, which is herself. And
at the end of the day, if it's willing buyer, willing seller, and
by all means. So,
I don't think it's snake oil she's selling. Or coconut oil.
Well, it's a type of snake oil. More like snake cream. Snake cream.
There we go. Snake protein.
There we go.
Snake protein. Snake zinc. I'm trying to remember the biology, okay? And the chemistry.
I never had biology.
Okay.
Cool. That's
so
like
Rick, Kat wants to know who you are, the two of you. So maybe for those who've dialed in, who only joined us after Gideon fucked us over by just ending the other stream, right? Maybe you want to just give a quick 2-minute recap.
I'm a gun nut, libertarian, into a whole bunch of weird stuff, into obviously BDSM, combatives with, as Brian said, we both trained with honor.
Like hitting people. And
we do. And getting smacked around. Although, you know what, in the BDSM scene, I'm not a masochist at all. Like receiving pain is not my thing. I'll dish it out. But that's, I suppose. Anyway, I digress. I work in television.
We're only masochistic and combatives.
Yeah.
And sadistic.
Yeah. I work in the TV and events industry, so I get to meet all sorts of interesting placed people.
Porn stars.
And
And Rick's best overseas trip was to do magic at the adult, what's the Adult Video Awards, right?
AVN Awards in Vegas. Las Vegas was amazing.
I was super jealous. I followed you on Facebook for that whole trip. I will admit I was super jealous. Vegas is an epically fucking cool place.
So another one of my hobbies and interests, I do magic, fire breathing, hypnosis, other performance, things like that. I do bizarre stunts, kind of like Jim Rose circus stuff. And anyway, I've got a friend who's one of South Africa's top magicians, Mo Magic. And I worked with him on a series of theater shows and a TV show that we did together. And then because our TV show did so well, it was the second highest rated local show, only second to Isidingo at the time. So then we went to Vegas as a bit of a celebratory trip after that TV series. And it was great. I got to meet David Copperfield and a few other Penn and Teller, Penn and Teller are great. Penn Gillette,
my
big
heroes.
libertarian. Had a great chat with him after the show. Saw Chris Angel. Chris Angel show. If I had to see one show in Vegas, it would be Chris Angel. He was fucking mind-blowing. It was like a rock concert magic show. It was fantastic. And then while we were there,
for me it's Penn and Teller, but that's just because
Penn and Teller were great as people, but the actual show, I would say, Chris Angel blew me away. And then obviously the AVN Awards were fantastic. I got to meet and chat to some really cool people who yeah, I've been following for a while.
And there are cool people in that industry. That part
They
is,
were. Then, funny enough, there was another one
them.
that I met and chatted to who I was just completely put off after that because of my actual interaction with it. I was like, oh, no, I don't like you. So, yeah.
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 Price of humanity.
Mm.
And then Jay's got an equally interesting but different field. So
No,
Jay is
sorry.
one of
After that CV, I'm about as entertaining as a puddle of water. Sorry. I don't think I like that.
I'm quite interested in what kind of forensics you do, Jay.
Well, as I said at the beginning of the show, which I hope was caught, otherwise I'm in big trouble at work, but that's besides the point. Don't really care. I'm a forensic expert with the SAPS. I specialize in ballistics. I've been doing it for the part of 11 years. Firearms, I'm also a massive gun nut. I'm a huge gun nut. Firearms are my passion. That's why I believe I'm very good at what I do. And I've got my fair share of stories of things that I've encountered, in my tenure and that sort of thing. And Ryan and I, we sort of see eye to eye because, well, he was part of the SAPS. So was your wife, if I'm correct.
Big important word there.
Yeah, I don't see myself as SAPS, but more as the forensic expert side of it. And I try my best to, because there's a lot of myths and fallacies out there regarding the science and that sort of thing. And I try my best to educate people. Look, I don't know everything. There is no fucking way in hell that anyone can know anything about, well, everything about anything. But I am more well versed in the science than a lot of people are. And I try to dispel those myths. I try to help people out where I can, like, for example, the best thing for me is when I see on gun site or any other place, my gun was taken, I was involved in the shooting, how long is ballistics going to take and that sort of thing. My friend, here's the clue. That doesn't rely on me and the business. That's all on the IO. Because when he brings the fucking gun in, when we do the examination, that's a different story. And when he takes it, that's a subject unto itself. But people always continue to ask things like that, and I try my best to provide as much actual information as possible.
It's kind of like you're a chef in the kitchen, right? And you have the the IO, as your waitron. And you might have cooked the world's best fucking steak, but the IO, right, is fucking outside smoking a crappy piece of Zoll that he confiscated from someone else and is too fucked up lazy to recognize that it's fucking shit dope that he's smoking and not good stuff, and too fucking lazy to go and get your steak. So by the time the customer get it, it's a cold fucking steak because the IO was, doing what detectives, sorry.
So Grant asked the question, can a casing be matched to the weapon? What I heard, I'm sure you can chip in here, is that matching a bullet to a gun is really, really hard, but matching a casing is actually easier because there's more different tool marks on a casing than on the actual bullet. Is that true?
It depends on the firearm.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you what we use as a classic example. If you take, for example, the R5 rifle, the 5.56 by 45, there 90% of the time we rely on the cartridge cases because that is the only component of the ammunition that's worth looking at in terms of marks, because you've got your ejector mark, you've got your firing pin mark, you've got your breech face mark, you've got your chamber mark, you've got your neck mark, all marks made during the firing process. And it is one component that survives the firing process, because with the rounds that we use, it's a 55 grain bullet going at just under 1 kilometer a second. That thing literally implodes on itself as it hits any sort of target, soft or hard. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, if you take like your standard full metal jacket in 9mm, your 357 bullet, 158 grain jacket at soft points. With a handgun, we work a lot on cartridge cases, but that's with semi-automatics. With revolvers, bullets work just as well as cartridge cases. It's all dependent on the firearm. Because, Let's take two police issue Beretta 92 FSs. Let's take the one that I've been given and one that Kitty's been given at station level. Obviously, I'm going to look after my gun much better than he is, because to him, it's just something that he's given. That gun's going to have a lot more unique marks on it than mine will. So the cartridge cases from my gun will be valuable, but the bullet from my gun might not be as valuable because I shoot it more. So the markings will change. Not over 100 rounds. It doesn't work like that, but you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, sure. And what do you think of, I don't know if you're familiar with the Glock Gen 5 Marksman barrel. Are you familiar with that story?
Run it by me. I've heard a lot of stories.
Okay, so the original issue with Glocks and their polygonal rifling is that it's very hard to ballistically match the round that's gone through polygonal rifling compared to standard conventional lands and grooves. So the US government in one of their tenders wanted a marking barrel. So along with the polygonal rifling, they put in lands and grooves in between the polygonal rifling, so that there would be conventional marks on the slug. Glock then rebranded and called it, instead of a marking barrel, they called it a Marksman barrel, and it claimed increased accuracy, which I think is the biggest spin that I've ever heard in my life.
Pun.
When it comes to accuracy, I've seen guys do wonders with an AK-47 on semi-auto compared to a guy shooting an R5 or an R1. It's not the burn the arrow, it's the Indian behind it. But that whole thing, look, it's not just that. The Glock 19s in New York, I believe, they had such an issue with the polygonal rifling that they said that they wanted those barrels to be swapped out with barrels with conventional rifling as a result of that. So farms like your USPs, your Glocks, believe it or not, the Z88, because their rifling can be considered semi-polygonal. Anything with polygonal rifling is a bitch.
Okay. So for all of you anticipating doing anything crime, go and get yourself some semi-polygonal stuff. There we go. That's epic consumer advice.
Jay, the accuracy of forensic shows like CSI, all the CSIs and NCIS and those things with regards to firearm testing, what do they get right? We know they get a lot of things wrong, but what do they actually get right?
Can I jump in here, just as someone who works in the TV and film industry? You know, there's that old saying, the camera never lies. The camera always fucking lies. Everything we do is bullshit. I promise you, I've been doing, in the last couple months, I've never done more live shows that are actually pre-recorded and then broadcast as live. I did something like 3 weeks ago. It was an awards show. I'm not going to mention any names because, you know, for reasons. I've never seen anything like this in my life. We were doing an awards show, you know, typical Grammy bullshit style. You know, have a guest presenter come up, and the winner is. So if there was a category where 4 people were nominated, they called out each name, all 4 names, each of the nominees, as though they had won. Every one of those nominees came up and did an acceptance speech, like, "Oh yay, I won!" So that on the night when they broadcast it, they're just going to cut in the person who actually won and treat it as though it's live. I've never, in like over 20 years of doing this, seen anything like that, and I was like, "What the?" Yeah,
but to be honest, right?
TV live, TV just like Hollywood. Brian, combatives, any fighting. People come on a combatives court and they say, "Oh well, I saw this move in a movie."
That's the reaction of pretty much everyone who's ever done any combatives course is going to be. Let me laugh at that. I mean, even someone like Dom Rosso, he tried his level best. What he had a YouTube show called Fight Lab or something like that, and he tried to recreate. And Dom's a great guy. He really is, and Dom knows his shit. He fucking really does. I mean, he also trains with the same guy who both Rick and I consider kind of like, you know, the person who started real combatives. That's Kelly McCann.
Really?
Yeah, and even he was saying was like, wow, You know what? Fucking here's the fake, here's the fake, here's the fake. And to Rick's point, the camera always fucking lies. But Jay, you were going to tell us more about, because I'll be honest, I love the CSI series. That's primarily because there's some like hot girls on it. So that's my reason for watching.
Marika, I will give you two of my best examples of just how bullshit the widescreen is. My first one is CSI Miami, that blonde ballistic expert. In the time that I've been in the police, never mind the forensics, okay, in the time that I've been in the police, I've
None
never
of them
seen
look like that.
besides someone who's got cutlery on their shoulder, dressed in the kind of expensive clothes that those grunts on the show are able to dress in. Okay, so that's the first thing.
Yeah, usually it's fucking overalls from Pep Store.
Or if you're lucky, a very good deal on jeans. The second thing is one of my other favorite shows, NCIS, the original. I love it to bits, don't get me wrong, but there's one episode, don't ask me which one it is, but old Abby, she's got bullets retrieved from a corpse and she put it up on the screen. Now, here's the interesting thing.
I like her.
Yes, apart from that, she is very hot, and she also sleeps in a coffin, which I also find quite hot. That's beside the point.
It's everything about her.
Interesting thing. If you take a bullet of from a certain class of arms, for example, a 9mm bullet, and you measure the width of the lands and the grooves, it can give you a ballpark area of which firearm it came from. There is a list of firearms with a width of the lands and grooves, and it says, right, it'll come from either this class or that class or whatever. Now, that being said, the reason why this NCIS episode is so memorable to me is Abby's got these bullets up there, and she says, well, Gibbs, these bullets, they come from one or two firearms. Either come from a Beretta or they come from a Glock. Now, watch this, and I'm just like, pause, rewind, play again. Come from a Beretta or come from a Glock? I'm just like, conventional rifling, yes, okay. This is before the so-called Marksman barrel or the Glock 19 rifle barrels came up. I'm like, okay, you guys did your homework. Good for you. So that's what I think about the TV shows. Entertainment value, actuality. There's the shark shit. That's where the actuality is.
Hotness of the fucking forensic investigators compared to real life. Fucking there.
There are no ugly people in Hollywood.
I do, actually.
Professor Blumenthal. Where the hell do I recognize that from?
Isn't he Stellenbosch's?
I think he might be.
He's Stellenbosch's forensic guy, pathologist, isn't he?
Yes. He is I believe he is or he does pathology work on the side. A lot of doctors like to do that.
Yeah. Blumenthal sounds really familiar. I really want to say he's Stellenbosch pathology. I really want to say that, but I might be wrong.
Ryan, who was the guy that studied that basically said that ballistics was bullshit? I think Gosa was sort of involved a little bit with pushing it or putting it out.
Yes. No, he didn't say ballistics was bullshit. He said that the SAPS methodology for the microchipping of the barrels.
What was it?
It was basically I think I speak under a buttload of fucking correction. So Jay, you can chime in here at any time, right? But in essence, what they wanted to do, they might still be doing it for who knows, is they I know they did this with the police's own firearms, is they would try and microchip or microstamp the barrel to indicate that a round had been tested from it and recorded.
And also do some sort of micro stamping on the firing pin. So the firing pin impression would actually have identifying marks.
Would link it back to the barrel.
Okay.
Which is impossible scientifically, but I think, sorry, you go, Jay.
With regards to the firing pin, if you want to put like some sort of a barcode or that sort of thing there, you can, but to what effect, I've got no idea. How, first of all, to take that photograph of that fine print impression, you've got to magnify it by how many hundreds of thousands of the size. How are you going to A, scan it, and B, link it to something else? Because for me to swap out a frying pan in my 92 FS is chalk and cheese. It's nothing.
Yeah.
So that is, number one, that is a very stupid thing because swapping out parts, I mean, parts on a gun break. A Glock striker, the tip breaks off. What you do, you replace it. And if you're relying on that as a means of identifying, well, solely, then you're stupid. Because we don't just rely on the frying pan, we rely on, like I said, all the other parts that come to contact with the cartridge case. But I know what you're talking about, that book. It's a book called Defective Science.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, Goso was involved with it, and it was, for some strange reason, Martin Hood comes to the forefront, but he's a doctor.
That fucking bull could not do a proper job.
Facebook actually suggested that I add him as a friend.
Sorry, for those that are asking, right? Rick and Martin are not friends. Sorry, Jay, give me 1 second. I just want to level set some comments here. So JC was saying Prof. Blumenthal is from University of Pretoria. Probably, right? So my mom did a whole lot of work with the tissue bank. I think that's where she knows him from. So yeah, and tissue bank is based in Pretoria. So that's might be why I've got the name stuck in my head. Anyway, coming back to Rick and Martin. Rick and Martin are best buddies. Best buddies because Martin doesn't like titties.
I'm single-handedly undermining all of our gun rights because I shared a photo of a woman
titties
with a breast and a gun in her. Was it a shoulder holster? I'm not even sure. Yeah.
I don't know. I just saw the titties.
We're all going to lose our gun rights because of pictures of women with guns.
So Mareka, by default, he's not going to like you either because you're a woman who fucking shoots loads of fucking guns and you're good looking. So you got 3 big Martin strikes against you. And then Ruth, you were asking what my favorite herb is. Oh, where's Mareka gone?
Is that also that?
Sorry,
just hang on 1 second.
Cut out.
Are we still live? So Ruth, you asked what my favorite herb is. It's cilantro. I love cilantro. I fucking love.
Danya.
No, sorry.
Danya.
Coriander.
I
love
Danya,
it.
Cilantro.
Yes, I cannot explain how much that makes every single meal you will ever have better. It really does. And my favorite type of food, Ruth, if you wanted to know, Mexican. I love Mexican food.
Okay, we're still live. I'm just checked here.
Yeah, it's just Mareka's gone.
There's a certain percentage of people that actually have some genetic thing that makes cilantro / coriander taste like soap to them. And that's why there's this whole, some people hate it, some people like it.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to WhatsApp Mareka. Give me a second.
No, Rick, though I was talking about it.
You cut out again.
In a skin tight white shirt, the caption read, "She pointed 238 at me. She also had a gun." There was a big thing about it. Are you talking about that?
No, there was. It was a woman. Also, yeah, it was a different caption though. The caption was, "What kind of gun is this?"
Oh yeah, I think I've also seen that one. Look, I don't know.
Yeah, people. That's the one. It was a chick with a white shirt, big boobs, and she had a gun, and it said, does anybody know what type of gun this is? And that he came with some, I don't know, something fucking. This is going to end all of our gun rights, and there were so many interactions. I mean, I share a lot of shit. I don't think I've ever had that many comments or likes on a post that I've shared before. Everybody was loving it, laughing, commenting, and then Martin comes along with his, "Oh my God, we're going to lose all our gun rights because this is insensitive to women." And like my girlfriend loved it. And then he just, he's so like, "Oh my God, I'm Martin Hood. Everybody must bow down to me because I'm the fucking gun lawyer. .gp, whatever the fuck his number plate says." And I just wouldn't back down. And I was like, dude, you're being ridiculous. And then he accused me of being, I don't know, homophobic, which is so fucking off base. I don't know where he got that. And then, yeah. So anyway, he doesn't like me because then he banned me from his page, posted a whole bunch of shit about me, but without me being able to respond to it because I was now blocked from his page. But, you know, he did the same thing to Honor recently as well. So, fuck him.
Welcome back, Madam Presidente.
Thank you.
No, but to go back to the original thing before this whole regarding that defective science thing that was published,
Yeah.
a lot of what you said there is true. If you fire CMJs versus Full Metal Jackets from any handgun, the marks are going to be different from one type of bullet to another, believe it or not, because there's pressure differences. There's
So it has to be the same bullet from the same caliber.
To transfer the marks and that sort of thing. You know, a high pressure round is going to have more marks on it than a low pressure round. A round fired in a cold environment is going to have less marks on it because there's less heat and less obturation, swelling of the cartridge case, that sort of thing. Now, these are all established facts. These are all things, but they making it out to be, because of that, the science is flawed, which is not the case.
Okay.
You have a look at the medical field. Why is it that you're able to treat some type of cancer and you're not able to treat the whole spectrum? Because science as a whole can't answer everything. We're not there yet.
Absolutely. Anyone who says the science is settled, you got to go, that's not how science works.
Science is never settled. It can't be settled.
How many things do we actually know 100% as fact?
We thought a electron looked like this.
Yeah, with
awesome.
that whole the raisin bun model.
We thought we were the
Rick?
center of the universe.
Rick?
Yes.
Fact. I am
Yes.
awesome.
Oh, totally, absolutely. Yeah.
There we go. I want to ask one more of Ruth's questions. Sorry, if I can interrupt. We'll go back to the science just now. Ruth, if you ask what strain of herb I think is the best, Magic Melon. But there we go. Okay, back to the science. You got to be specific, Ruth, when you ask me these questions.
I think we should give the link to Veriatus and Graham because they really want to duke it out online.
Well, Graham, definitely. My money's on Graham. But then he and I have got interests in common. So go for it. Go for it. Send them. Veriatus, send her our awesomest Urban Grippenführer your number and we'll or your email address and we'll send you a linky winky. Because again, I'm putting my money on Graham. but then again, right? So like Graham and I share this shared passion for gardening and things like that, growing stuff.
Unrelated note, has Gideon replied back?
No, he's fuck drunk already. I can almost guarantee it. He is probably sitting at the table thinking, and then this was that, and then I had a show to go to. Can someone tell me about the show? It's like what's that TV series? The Last Supper? Sorry, no, Dinner for One. Right? That is what Gideon is doing right now. Right? He is fucking having dinner for fucking one.
We should dinner for one and not cheering for one.
He's having dinner for one with a bunch of other people.
Have you never seen Dinner for One first time? Oh, wait, I had a thing for you. I want you to go and chat with Albert and all the other fucking forensic dudes and do this. I want you to go and teach those knuckle-dragging, fuck-headed, dildo-brained twats who are firearms instructors in the SAPS. And I want you to go and tell them that it is, but I want you to really tell them so those fucking dickheads can understand that it is scientifically impossible for the 5.56, the R5 fucking rifle to fire a round, which immediately starts tumbling as it leaves the barrel. Because those dumb-headed fucking dickheads have said that consistently at every single shooting course I've ever been on in the police when I was still there. The fucking R5 is a killing machine because its round starts tumbling as soon as it leaves the fucking barrel. I said, well, maybe with some of the college guns that have been shot to fuck, right, there's a possibility. Because never mind fucking lands and grooves, those are smoothbore fuckers. But it is scientifically fucking impossible for the bullet to suddenly go from that to fucking that. Okay? But you have no idea how many press-ups I did because I fucking told them, science says you're a fucking dickhead.
Wait,
so I'd love it if you'd go and tell them that.
Yeah.
We had a guy come to a club shoot once, and he used a range gun and bought ammo. And then we were sort of wondering why in all of the targets the bullet had keyhole through the cardboard. And then we discovered that they had given him a 40 range gun. I'm not sure which Glock model it was, but in 40 Smith & Wesson, and he'd bought 9mm ammo.
Was it unsightly?
It was. He was having quite a few, failures to eject and failures. It was mainly failures to eject, but not as many as you would think. He was doing quite a few immediate action drills through the course of fire, but it was working semi-reliably. And every now and again, he would have a problem.
Tap rack and carry on.
He was shooting tap rack and carry on, and he was shooting 9mm through a 40, and it was just keyholing terribly into the cardboard.
But Rick, here's the thing, right? So I mean, the standard of I don't know. I think from my time in the police and Jay, our experience has been very different, and people might not understand why. It's because you came into the police in a certain pathway as a technical professional and all of that. I came into the police in the more traditional pathway through college and that sort of thing. But the sort of exposure that I've had is that they really like to recruit fucking dickheads as well, as long as some of the very brightest people. And I'll specify this. As arrogant as this makes me sound, I am not a low IQ person, right? I'm actually right up there with a whole bunch of Mensa candidates. And in my year, the top three of us, certainly from an academic perspective, was a PhD, and then myself and someone else. And my average was 99.5%. The top student on our course was 99.8%. So, again, I'm aware this makes me sound like a raving fucking dickhead, but I'm not a stupid person. And coming back to the level of people that they put in instructor level positions is the firearms instructors. I fucking wish they would come to you guys and actually learn some forensic components to add value to what they teach. Because they're fucking morons. They are utter fucking morons. And let me give you a story of how utterly fucking moronic they are. My wife, who at the time, she left the police last year. She is an exceptionally good pistol shot. Exceptionally good. They took her to do her yearly qualification and all of that. They told her she was not allowed to shoot a grouping because they could not count the individual rounds in the paper and would therefore not qualify her because all of her rounds went through a fairly ragged fucking hole.
Ragged hole?
Again, fucking ragged hole. Rick, focus, dude, focus. Anyway, she is, as I said, exceptionally good shot, way better than I will ever be. And this is the level of fucking people we have teaching police officers. And then we wonder why our police officers fucking are cunts. Right? Because look at the training that they come from. Sorry, you go ahead, Jay.
No. I just want to go back to the 5.56 thing there.
No, it's so fucking funny.
No, you were busy. You said a name that I recognize, Albert. Which Albert are you talking about?
No. I wasn't saying Albert said that. Oh, God, no. Please don't forget that. Albert Vessels is a fucking awesome guy. I am not talking about him. I was saying that I wish you would get together with Albert, who is, let me specify, a
Let me
fucking great guy, and start teaching these motherfucking morons who call themselves instructors.
Sorry, I'm going to have to stop you there, Brian. What I'm still learning about ballistics, a person like Albert Nichols has forgotten.
Yeah, he's a fucking brilliant guy. No,
The rest of other instructors, you cannot put him over there.
I'm
because
not.
he's on a different league.
I'm not. I'm saying I wish he and you and people with actual fucking brains would go to these fucking walking zombies who don't have fucking brains and teach them.
It doesn't help because this is the idea. Okay? Watch where the idea goes. We can put the idea in crayon. The idea goes. Ding, ding,
You
ding,
can't
ding,
give them crayons, Jay. They'll fucking eat the crayons. Don't fucking give them shit like crayons.
ding.
You
Now
know
the-
these people. They are not fucking clever people.
To the police. But talking about the R5 and the tumbling, believe it or not, in our extensive museum at ballistics, we have got an R5 where, for some strange reason, and now a lot of guys with my level of training, that sort of thing, old school guys, they got this gun for a competency test, or they were busy teaching the new guys about fire mechanism, that sort of thing. And part of the teaching is you have to take the guys to the range because some firearms you can only shoot on the range. For example, shotgun. So there, we take them there, and we sometimes let them shoot full auto, but obviously with like 3 or 4 rounds in the mag so that they can get a feel. Because I have been asked that before. Does a gun shoot full auto? Believe it or not. The police gun, R5, does it shoot full auto? And I went to my commander. I'm like, listen, yeah, how do I answer this question? Because I can test the mechanism and it'll work like it's supposed to. But then he said, no, it's easy. Just go book out the ammo, go to the range, shoot it full auto. I was like, okay, whatever. But so going back to this R5, we've got an R5, fully functional, no barrel shot out, nothing replaced. The damn thing, you put a target there, 10 meters in front of you, you're going to have little spitzer point keyholes all over the fucking target. All because there's one stupid little burr in the barrel.
But my point is this, right? You know what? I know how fucked up those college guns are. I really fucking do. Oh, believe me, I fucking do. Right? You never went through that particular fucking mental depression. But, dude, seriously, the most profound exposition of moronity is going to see a fucking South African Police Services firearms instructor take students through a fucking shooting course, because they are just there in it to feather their own little small penis driven egos completely and utterly, and they have zero fucking science, or at least the ability to comprehend science, packed into the dense gray matter that masquerades as brain cells in their cranium.
Right, you want to laugh. You want to laugh.
I laugh every fucking day. Do you know what I laugh at the most? Sorry, Jay, just before you go there. Do you know what the fuck I laugh at the most? The fact that I don't ever have to deal with or do shit like that with people like that again.
You're lucky. But
Sorry.
in 2010, I did my basic training. Now, this was lateral, so it was people from all fields of the forensic world. When I got into that classroom, the instructor made his firearm safe, Z88, and he took out the magazine and he said, guys, this is the magazine. This is the bullet. So I'm just sitting there, I'm going, okay, this is leading somewhere. So he said, you see the round part of the magazine? And I went, uh-oh, I know where this is going. He said, you see the round part of the bullet?
Yep.
Say anymore.
Yep.
I think I know this fucking.
This is how you load it. Round part facing round part of the magazine. Sorted. And then everything just sort of went downhill from there.
I had a friend.
Oh,
I had a friend who owned
holy
a gun
fuck.
shop. He owned a gun shop, and he relayed the story to me of a certain Durban SAPS captain who brought in an R5 to be serviced with their gunsmith. I don't know why he wasn't going to the SAPS gunsmith, but anyway.
I don't know why either, because Rick, I'll be as fucking stupid as the firearms instructors are.
Yeah.
I will say my dealings with the SAPS gunsmiths, they're fucking good.
Yeah.
Really fucking good.
I've heard the guys here at Durban Central are on top of things.
Oh, fucking
anyway,
awesome.
The story was that this guy brought his R5 into the gun shop, and he basically relayed to them that for about 20 years, his sort of daily ritual was that he would put the magazine in the gun and go out with it. And then when he came home, he would take the magazine out and put it in the safe. He never, ever cycled the bolt. So there was always a round in the chamber, but he believed that because he had now taken the mag out, that it was safe. Never mind, there was a round in the chamber. And because it hadn't been cycled for like God knows how many years and the lube had gone gummy, they had to kind of jump on the charging handle to actually get the live round out of the barrel. But the best thing was, in the shop, he took the bullets out of the mag and then literally put them all back the wrong way around, pointy side back.
So that kind of answers why he didn't go to his gunsmiths, who, despite their very fucking good talent, and I will say this, the SAPS is a fucked up organization now. It really fucking is. But there are pockets of excellence, not least of which is what Jay represents, right? The forensics unit in the South African Police Service is probably top 3 in the world, okay? But there are fucking pockets of utter morality which permeate throughout the rest of the service, not least of which is crime intelligence, my old fucking unit. But let's put that all aside. That's why he didn't go to his gunsmith, because they are really fucking good there. They really are. And they would have fucking killed him. I mean, probably fucking literally too, because the people who become gunsmiths in the South African Police Service are not fucking gentle people, right? They are not by any fucking means beta personality types. It's like they have this personality fucking profile, and they say, this is what you have got to be. You've got to drink. You've got to be a full-blown fucking alcoholic. You got to know your shit. You got to love fucking guns, and you've got to be a real fucking dickhead, right? But genuinely a nice person, but actually a fucking dickhead. But you're a nice dickhead, right? Then you can be a gunsmith, because that's pretty much what they're like.
Just to answer some questions in the comments for people who've joined, this is not actually acetone. This is how you smuggle vodka during lockdown. It's still in there. And then this is tropical energy.
This is my lockdown vodka.
Okay, I want to answer one more question. So Makopa says that Blackie Swart was the last good instructor at SAPS College. You got to be a lot more fucking specific, because every single person with the surname of Swart, including my wife, right, at one time before she married me, is called fucking Blackie. So which fucking Blackie Swart?
Yeah, there was a state prosecutor named Blackie Swart. My late dad, before he passed last year, he met some woman on the internet who I think was a scammer, and he decided to steal the car of a friend of his who he was living with and some cash out of his safe and go on a road trip. This is my dad at like 79, who met a woman on a dating site on the internet, decides he's going to go and drive to Cape Town to meet up with this woman. And they were then going to fly to Thailand and live happily ever after. And he...
Sorry, Thailand woman? Are we sure?
Well, she was a
He
woman.
found her here.
Yeah, no, he met her.
Because Thailand woman, that's not necessarily a given.
No, she was in Cape Town. They were just going to fly to Thailand.
Oh, okay.
So I get this message from this friend of my dad's who was kind of giving him a place to stay. And, he's like, Rick, your dad has taken my car and taken a bunch of cash out of my safe, and he's vanished. So I'm in a flat panic. I go and I hack. Well, when I say hack, I found his password on a piece of paper, get into his email, see that he's been having this like online relationship with this woman in Cape Town who I assume is a scammer. And now he's decided he's going to take this car and drive to Cape Town to meet up with her and then leave the country and live happily ever after. So I was desperately trying to track my dad down when he crashed the car into a cow at some point, like on the way to Cape Town in the Karoo. And the police arrested him in a where he was staying in a B&B somewhere along this route. And about 2 weeks later, he got transferred back to Durban, and then I had to bail him out of CR SWAT. And my dad's friend, my dad's friend decided not to press charges. So, but the prosecutor there in that case was Blackie SWAT. So that was my mad dad.
So he never
It's
got
a fantastic story now, but at the time I was fucking doing the nights. I actually drove to King Charles and had them sort of flag his passport so that if he tried to fly out of the country, he would get stopped. My dad was suffering like from Alzheimer's and dementia and all sorts of stuff, but you know, like looking back, it's a fantastic story, and it's you know, my dad, he was, you know, always lived large and was a serious womanizer. But at the time, it was pretty stressful. But now it's a great story.
Years of your life.
Mm.
Well, cheers to your dad, you know.
Yeah. Cheers to my dad.
People will do crazy things when they're motivated enough.
Yeah, actually, my good buddy Xavier, who makes some of the best knives I've ever seen, he was living in Cape Town at the time, and I messaged him and got some of the information from this woman, and he actually went and staked out her house on my behalf because I was convinced she was just bullshitting him and trying to scam all of his, well, what was left of his retirement money that he hadn't blown already womanizing. I took him out on his 80th birthday to this absolute dive club in Pinetown. I don't know if you guys know Pinetown in Durban. It's also known as Crime Town or Slime Town. And we went to this dive club, and on his 80th birthday, and he was, as we were leaving, he was trying to get an 18-year-old's phone number, which is amazing because I heard the story from another friend, like a year or two later, who then said, "Hey, I know that girl who told me the story of this old dude who was trying to get her phone number."
Rick, you are definitely his son then, huh?
Rick has got some fantastic stories. One day I would really like to actually meet Rick and sit around a campfire.
Well, you're not going to be sitting around for long, right? But anyway, he might hang you up a little bit. But no, where was I going with that? Dude, talking about Xavier, I want to do a little bit of product placement. Hang on, wait. Pirata Streams needs more stories like the one Rick has just shared with us. A fucking course. Rick is a fucking legend. His dad is a fucking epic, right? And not an epic hunt. So coming back to this, if anyone is in the market for extremely good custom-made knives, extremely fucking good, and you should be, you really fucking should be, if you take, you know, being able to cut open boxes and maybe attackers seriously, Xavier Knox is the man you want to go and make friends with, because that man is a fucking artist with steel. He really fucking is. Xavier Knox, remember that name.
Kelly McCann came to South Africa. Arno brought him out here, and he came down to Durban, and Xavier and I both went and trained with him.
Mm-hmm.
And
of course you did.
Kelly and Xavier got chatting about knives, and Kelly had a design that he'd wanted produced, and the likes of Ernest Emerson hadn't been able to do what it was that Kelly wanted, and Xavier was able to do it for Kelly. So now Xavier produces knives for some of the world's best combatives instructors. He produces a knife that Skilliam Can's design. He's done, I think, 2 designs with Ono. He's done a design with Mark Human. And he's also done a design. Well, he and I collaborated on a design as well, the Caracal. His stuff is great.
So I also have a very small part to play in that story. I was the person who transported that very first prototype from Xavier to Kelly.
Nice.
Right? And certainly the very first for sale knives as well. And I will say one thing for anybody who likes blades. And to be honest, if you ask me, what do I prefer, blades or guns? It'll be blades every day of the week. But that's just a me thing. It is extremely special, right? I have had knives made by some of the best people in the world. And Xavier is right at the very top of everything.
Does Xavier have a website?
Yeah, Echo
Does
Delta
Xavier have his
Charlie.
website?
It does. Let me just get the exact URL. It's Echo Delta Charlie, which is obviously the sort of NATO phonetics for EDC. Echo Delta.
Not just NATO, pretty much fucking anybody who wants to make sense on a radio network.
Yeah, you know what I mean. The radio code, whatever. Echo Delta Charlie.co.za.
Yeah.
Yep.
And seriously, people, I mean, Paratus. Are you posting as Paratus, Marika?
No, that's me. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I just thought that dickhead had fucking finally decided to join us, but he isn't, and he won't.
He's not going to the.
He is as drunk as fuck. Come on, give us that address so we can send everyone to him.
I don't know the address. I only know he's at Joe's.
Sucks.
So if anybody knows where Joey Medio lives, that's where they are.
Right. So at Joe's place, right, that is where you can get as much free alcohol and cannabis as you would possibly consume in a night. Pitch up at Joe's place. Gideon is sponsoring fucking everything. Go and chat with Gideon at Joe's place. Joe Emilio's house. It's somewhere near Cape Town Airport.
Yeah. Somewhere.
That narrows it down.
Extreme. Very, very
Dude,
location.
I have finished my bottle of fucking Maker's Mark. I have now finished my last dregs of Red Label. What should be next? I have a single malt somewhere. Single malt it is. Thank you for the input. I'll be right back.
I don't know how to pronounce this. Mokopa. I'm a blade for home defense kind of guy. Like, you know, for everyday carry stuff, you need something that you can carry and conceal realistically. For home defense, a really, really good but budget option is the Lasher range of pangas. As far as I know, Lasher South Africa actually make all of the machetes for Cold Steel. They're actually made here in South Africa, and Cold Steel is like one of the best factory knife brands out there.
Also a Mossberg 500.
Absolutely.
Now,
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
the thing I heard a while back. Is it true that the edge of the Cold Steel knives, the flippers, is it true it's just the edge that's hardened, or is it the whole blade that's hardened? Do you know?
I'm not sure about that. I know they do a lot of stuff in Stan Mai, which is actually 3 layers of steel sandwiched together. So the idea is that the middle layer, which the edge will be on, is a harder steel, and then the 2 outer layers will be a softer steel, which gives it the sort of more resilient spring.
Gives it more beef.
Jacques knows where Joe lives.
But the Stan Mai stuff you pay for.
Graham,
But you didn't get it from us.
Graham, I just want to say, Graham is saying crowbar for self-defense. No, Graham, crowbar for crop defense. We like alliteration. That's why we have grow cupboards, which are no longer here. Forget about the grow cupboards, right? Crop defense, crowbar. Home defense, shotgun. Okay, we good on that, Graham. There we go. So Makoba uses a highly modified lasher. He put handguards. Oh, fucking Makoba, you sound like awesome.
That's actually a bit of a hobby of mine. The lashes are so cheap. You can get them for like, I don't know, 60, 70 Rand. And then just draw a profile of the blade you want on it, cut it out, sharpen it up. The handle is polypropylene, so you can just melt that or stipple it or do it however you want. So you can buy the basic lashes, and then I've made like a 50, I made a 300 sword shape. I made a Bowie knife out of the lasher. They're great to customize.
Sorry, Ruth, you
just
say
need
that your son
to-
wants
I
decent.
need to say this. El Presidente endorses crowbars for self-defense.
And crop defense. El Presidente, crop defense as well, say it.
I don't know what crop defense is. What am I endorsing?
For us to protect our marijuana plantations.
We just want gay married couples to be able to defend their marijuana plants with guns and crowbars and machetes.
Whatever, and cannons.
But if
Grape
they
shot.
get to your crops, your defense is basically failed already.
Just say it. Just say it.
Crowbars for crop defense.
There we go. Okay, cool. Graham, we have a fucking slogan. Well done, first husband. Listen, very artists are the Saatlanders bona fides? No, because they don't think that cannabis should be legal. So we don't like them. But coming back to this, Ruth, and I say that very flippantly. I don't know anything about the Saatlanders. Ruth, you wanted to know about good training. Where are you based? Because good training is geographically specific. But let me give you my default answer. Arno Barlow. Unless you're in Durban, then fucking Ricochet McNamee dude up here. Go and train with him. If you're in Cape Town, I have some other options for you. But Arno Barlow, without a doubt, would be the person I'd say, if you want to get training in, go and train with the man. Fly to fucking Pretoria to train with him. He is that good.
Pretoria. Ruth, you are in Pretoria. Go look up Arno Barlow.
Go and train with Arno Barlow. You will not. There is the best in the fucking world. Go and train with that man. Go and train with that man. They really do. They fucking really do.
To answer Graham's question, yes, they do. It's a full metal tang that has the polypropylene, like, I don't know how they do it, molded or whatever around the steel. Yeah, they make some really nice pick handles as well, pick handles and rake handles, which if you're wanting like a really solid club or like a pole arm type thing, it's got a steel core with the polypropylene plastic molded around it. It's like pretty much indestructible.
What is the other really great knife that I'd recommend apart from anything that Xavier makes? And oh dear Lord, it's some fucking good stuff. But what's that folder that Kelly has? That big one, the Canis. If you can find it, I mean, I don't think he even makes it anymore, right? So it's like seriously.
Oh, no.
production.
You're thinking of the Canis is his knife that Xavier originally made the fixed blade of. Okay, now.
No. I'm talking about the folder.
The old one is the Crucible.
The Crucible.
So the Crucible was his original folder. It's quite a beefy thing. The Canis was the design that Xavier made for him in fixed blade, and now Spyderco have now picked up the Canis and are now producing.
They have?
They're doing a folder version of the Canis by Spyderco. Yeah.
Is Xavier involved in that as well?
No, it's a Spyderco thing, but Xavier's doing the fixed blade still.
Okay, then I don't really want to recommend it because, if Xavier was involved in the Canis in the beginning. But
yeah, he's still doing the fixed blade, but Spyderco do the folder version.
Okay, so then go for the fixed blade because
absolutely.
Seriously, I mean, fixed blade versus folder, go for the fixed blade. But the folder is really cool if you can find the original. I mean,
the Crucible.
Sorry, Jay. I mean, we're so far away from because this is knives. This is something Rick and I both like.
No, I'm a massive knife fan.
Oh, what do you carry?
Depends. Look, knives are so fucking expensive. I mean, you guys know that. So I see what I can find decent wise. What's that? I can't see.
Bokeh. This, believe it or not, is UK legal. I can carry this everywhere in the UK. And as much as, and here's the thing,
right? So we're talking about the Canis. This is not a Canis. This isn't. The Canis blade doesn't meet the UK requirements. It's a little bit too big. But it's a beefy fucking little blade. And that's what I like about it. This has got utility all the fuck over it.
Now,
Right?
look, regarding
Bigger is not always better.
there's a brand.
Thanks, you make me feel so good.
Then I'm going to put one for big price, and that is this one over here, the honey badger.
I don't know the honey badgers.
That's my daily carry, Jacques. I carry that same model, the opener.
Hello,
What's this one?
Ned.
Yep.
Ned
bought this-
Flanders is here.
It was in near brand new condition. I got it for $1.99 at the cash converters. Like I said, I thought honey badgers were the biggest load of crap.
No,
And then
they're
some
really
money
good price.
came,
Yeah.
and then got this, and mine's been blown by the quality of it. It is,
Yeah.
it's just wow.
So is Kershaw still a thing? Makoba asked. No, it isn't. But, well, actually, no, that's not fair to say. Kershaw is still a thing somewhere. Kershaw make a really cool little Ken Onion design blade. A little folder that's super fucking useful. Cheers, Ruthie. No, Graham, I don't have a license for the knife. That's legal. It's legal here.
A license. You've got the license for that knife.
But no, Kershaw makes a really cool. Oh well, Ken Onion designed the blade, but ultimately it's factory produced stuff, right? So is it good quality? Yeah, it's good quality. Is it tailor made? No, it isn't. If you want to get a decent fucking knife, I mean, it's not this Boker that I've been fucking whisking around. It's not that. It's go to someone like Xavier and get yourself a knife. How can I say this? Treat yourself to something like that. And when you feel a custom made knife relative to a factory made knife, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
It is impossible for me to explain until you have gone and felt that difference.
And for self-defense here, I'm going to just get back to the fixed versus folder. Folders are kind of like carrying empty chamber.
Yeah.
You know, you'd rather have a fixed if you are able to. I know, Brian, obviously in the UK it's different for you. But if you can, rather go fixed blade, because you just want to be able to grab and stab that thing, you know, under adrenal stress, fine motor skills going out the window. If you are going to draw, open, and deploy a folder, you're probably going to change your grip 3 to 4 times from the time you grab it in your pocket, pull it out, open it, and then regrip. That's like 3 or 4 grip changes under stress when your fine motor skills are out the window. Whereas with a fixed blade, you're literally just grabbing that handle, ripping it out, and going to work. So if you can, rather go for fixed blade.
And if anybody wants to know what my fixed blade daily carry is, a Victorinox fruit paring knife.
Fantastic. Absolutely great.
In a little homemade leather sheath, and that is what it is.
I found one for £5 at the SPCA thrift store.
Well, 75 Rand at Spar, but yeah.
They're extremely reasonable, extremely sharp. They've got a molded, I think it's like a nylon handle around the metal blade. They're super sharp, super sturdy. They're good.
Can I answer Tian quickly when you finished?
Absolutely.
Tian, go to Xavier Knox. He is the fucking leading expert to answer all of that metal alloy questions. However, if you absolutely demand an answer right now, up here is the legit fucking scientist. Ask her. She is a legit fucking scientist.
Listen,
She can tell you about box shaking, dude.
I can refer you to colleagues of mine that know more than me because that is not my area of expertise.
But Tian, sorry. Let me give you the easiest answer. Email Xavier. He is incredibly fucking approachable. He is super fucking engaging. He is a great guy. He really is. I mean, I cannot stress enough how much of a people person he is. Well, he's not like fucking eclectic, yay, but you get where I'm going. He'll answer your question. Okay. Jacques, where can you see Xavier's knives? At the fucking URL that Madame Presidente has just fucking sent you. Now, sharp,
See,
do what you're
I'm
told
more
by
like
the
an
boss.
engineer. I'm more like an engineer. Engineers don't know everything, but they do know where to find the answer. So
There we go.
I know where to find the answer. There's the answer.
I put you on the spot, Marika. Not the G spot, but just a spot. Because the fucking G spot is, where is our fucking G spot? He's fucking hiding.
He's drunk.
He's drunk, I'm drunk, you're drunk, we're all fucking drunk.
He's going to out on Joe Emilio's couch, and Jim is going to take photos of him, and all what we're going to hear for the next 2 years is how Gideon is smiling when he's asleep.
But he always fucking smiles when he's piss-faced fucking drunk on a couch somewhere.
You can tell him that we are all very disappointed. Maybe I should tell Jim that as well.
Tell Jim. Tell Jim.
I'm
Fucking
trying to
Jim. Listen fucking here, Jim. We had a fucking engagement to do. We have 50 fucking people, 60 people chatting, expecting Gideon to be here. Rick's joined us. Jay's joined us. Jay's joined us. And fucking Gideon, where's he? Drunk on fucking Joe's couch.
Mike Tango. Proper Mike Tango.
That little Victorinox is so sharp, I cut a lemon in half while still on the tree with a flick of the wrist. Graham, you can do some amazing fucking things. That is why you are the first husband. You are the world's finest, best, most unequivocally awesomest first husbands. If I could vote for a first husband, Graham, it would be you. Graham, the world's first husband. There we go. Right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue.
But I've got to know, right? So if I've gone with Magic Melon, what, Graham, pray tell, are you going with? What does Makopa say? Makopa says he has not been without a Climber model Swiss Army knife in your pocket for more than 20 years. Well, that's a fucking good fucking selection, right? I will fucking pay homage and respect to someone who carries a Swiss Army knife, the original fucking multi-tool. Seriously, Makopa, you are apparently a former policeman, so well done you. You got some brains after you left that shit show.
So I have a friend who lives in Switzerland who says that apparently the Swiss Army don't actually carry Victorinox Swiss Army knives.
No, they carry 6 hours.
But the Swiss are the ones with the army on standby. The civilian army.
The Swiss are the ones with the actual proper army, right? But
yeah.
To be honest, I think the Swiss issue is Glock. You can call me mistaken, but I think their bayonet of issue is Glock.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Right? But I stand corrected. I stand corrected for anyone who has actually served in the Swiss military. But from my understanding, their bayonet is Glock. Okay.
A knife made org.
So Very Artist thinks that we're doing a good job entertaining the crowd. Thank you, Very Artist.
Because this guy and this guy don't know how to please their woman.
Okay, it's very simple. What you do...
Rick has got that one.
Okay, go to Clicks. Go to Clicks. In their appliance section, they have a sports massager. It's the Safeway sports massager. It costs about 299 Rand. It is a mains-powered massager that'll kick the shit out of any little 2AA battery-powered vibrator. Yeah, and you don't have to spend thousands of Rand.
South Africa's best-selling vibrator ever.
Yeah, they are really, really great. Trust me on this one. Trust me.
Clicks
and I'm getting smiles and eyebrow raises from someone else in the room.
Clicks is South Africa's best-selling sex toy shop ever. Yep.
Absolutely. I can't think of the brand name now, but I'm always shocked to go into these like
Is it
places like
Safeway? Click some Safeway stuff.
yeah, that's
It's
it.
Safeway.
The
You
Safeway,
can plug it in.
sports massager. It's like $2.99. It's got a mains powered thing. You buy these. I forget the name of them now. It's like Lilo. Those Lilo toys that cost like $2,000. This thing blows them out the water.
Yep.
But the
I
Lilo
didn't
ones
say
are
that
cheap.
out loud, but yep.
Interesting. Taking notes here.
Yeah, you do not need to go and get Hitachi. Hitachi is overpriced, right? Except for the lawnmowers. Sorry, El Presidente, they do make good lawnmowers. We'll leave that with the lawnmowers. Okay, but for everything else, right? Safeway is your answer. The Swiss are the ones with chocolate and the Nazi gold. Okay, I don't even know what to say to that, bro. But Skoll, how's that?
And I can't find it on Clix's website.
It's definitely there.
Should I
I shared
send
it
you-
with another friend like a couple of weeks ago. It should still be there.
Yeah.
Let
Rick,
me do that.
share it with El Presidente. She's clearly interested.
Actually, don't
There's
remember.
something. It's like a dolphin.
Have you found? Yeah, it looks like a dolphin. Yeah.
It's $179.
Wow, it's on special. That's amazing. Holy shit. I mean, I
Comes with
bought.
a ball for muscle relaxation and two
Hera.
additional
Fucking hell,
attachments.
awesome, right?
Also has
Sorry.
variable speeds and comes with a 2-prong plug.
Fantastic. You know what's great about that one is unlike the Hitachi actually only has 2 speeds. It has low, and then it has high, which is like fucking vibrate your teeth out of your skull high. The Safeway dolphin-shaped sports massager has a rheostat speed controller that actually you can dial from nothing, like gradually up. It's not just on off or high low, which is lots of fun. You can.
Except this thing isn't going to get to your G-spot.
No, but if you're handy with molding silicone, then you can mold things that screw onto those screw-on attachments.
I know a person who's handy with molding silicone, apparently.
There's nothing wrong with these.
I want to know from Graham, where are you getting your Jack Hera in South Africa? Because I am fucking impressed. Jack fucking Hera. Fucking awesome. Yes. More of that. Sorry. I had a moment.
Just a small one.
So, Tian says the Victorinox knives are made out of high carbon stainless steel alloy, also known as 304 3116 stainless steel. 316 is what most medical instruments are made out of. So, Tian, here's what I'm going to tell you, right? Is don't get too lost in fucking numbers and shit like that. Go with what works generally. Okay? Go with what is a good middle ground. Who fucking cares what surgeons use? Unless you are going to be a fucking brain surgeon and you want to put a scalpel in someone's head and then fucking short wire their brain, who fucking cares what a brain surgeon uses? Right? Again, like I said, here is your easiest solution. Chat with Xavier. He really will fucking make the effort to help you. Okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to fucking Jay, who's as boring as shit there drinking his Coca-Cola. Come on, Jay. Give us another fucking story about that one time that you saw fucking Kele being a person. Oh, sorry, you can't talk about that because he never fucking was. But that one time that you saw him being an utter fucking raving cunt. There we go. That's easier for you.
That's very difficult to talk about something everyone already knows.
That is very, very true. Okay, listen up. I've got to go and quickly go and hit the head. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Again,
Ah,
there's such a thing as adult diapers.
interesting segue there, Marika. They're great for very long road trips when you don't want to stop. Okay,
yes,
so what do you
tell
saying?
us another story.
The next Whiskey Friday, everybody has to wear adult diapers, and they're not allowed to leave their seats for 3 hours.
For a bathroom break, I haven't left my seat for a bathroom break.
Are you wearing an adult diaper?
I am not.
Oh,
No, you just got feminine bladder control.
Yes.
impressive.
It's called Kegel exercises.
Kegels, yeah. Yeah. No one even knows when you're doing them, right?
No.
Whatever happened to that idea of doing the record-breaking live stream?
Wasn't that like 700 hours long?
Something stupid like that, yeah. We were going to have to do shifts.
And they did it from an actual studio. It was from Hulu's studio, so they could stream for as long as they want. All the other streaming platforms have like a limit of 10 hours or something. So it's not going to work unless we have our own studio, which I don't see happening.
Well, we're 2.5 hours in. That's half an hour more than usual.
Yeah. Well, no, we've gone longer than that.
We've gone three and a half hours.
So I think we should.
I was hoping that we can get a nice long one in tonight, because it's like the last.
You want to get a nice long one in? Graham, did you hear that?
Did I really just go back to Marika wanting to get a nice long one in her tonight?
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking epic.
Well, Brian, you missed Marika's suggestion that you wear an adult diaper so you don't have to leave your seat during this.
Oh no, I heard that. I just muted myself so I couldn't reply to it.
Okay.
Right? I think she's wearing an adult diaper.
I am not.
Oh, well, that's what you say. And you know what? I don't want to know if you are or not. Just leave it. Just leave it. Just don't spoil the fucking illusion. Okay.
Reality is so much better than the illusion.
Cool. Whiskey Friday never fails to deliver, says Graham. Well, that's because we're all fucking either drunk or stone shitless. So, of course. There was an old Dutch guy who I think has died who brought
What?
into South Africa. All the Jack Harris seeds. Fucking okay. That's pretty fucking cool. When is the next Whiskey Friday? It's not on fucking Christmas Day, Grant. Okay,
No.
It'll be after that.
On
Christmas Day.
It might be. There's a slight chance that it could be on New Year's. But it's going to be very short and in the morning.
Okay.
If not, then it's the 8th. Yes, in the morning.
Okay, so
Glory
Titty
Whiskey Friday.
Varia Titty says he wants to know, so your viewers get recommended knives, bayonets, and firearms. Who should they turn to for hands-on training? Varia Titis, we've been very fucking specific. Arno Barlow, right? In fact, Madam Presidente up here has shared the fucking Facebook page, Varia Titis. Read it, okay? And if you're in Durban, go and see this man, Rico fucking Shea, okay? And if you're in Cape Town, right, go and see Mark Himan or a whole plethora of other people. You can go and speak to Dion Kutsia. If you're in Pretoria as well, Brett from Warrior Sports, fucking awesome guy to trainer. We are not short of recommending fucking training partners. In fact, if you go and look on the Paratus website, Veriatitis, we've written, we being me, royal fucking we, right, adult diapers and all, has written an article on that. It's all there in black and fucking white. At some casinos, adult diapers are given away to patrons. That sucks. I'd go to the casino that gives away fucking free cannabis. If you stream non-stop, you can only play back 12 hours. Checked it once on a non... How fucking boring is your life, Jacques, that you would check that? Okay. JC McFarlane. So Gideon is not ending the year with us. No, Gideon is a cunt. He is fucking hiding and brying and something. But he is not fucking joining us.
If he was going
there
to...
we go.
string a sentence together.
Yanni is here. Yanni, who is Joe Emilio's best good friend. Yanni is a fucking hacker god. Yanni is the South African deviant Olam. And if anybody who knows anything knows anything, deviant is a fucking god amongst men. And Yanni is the South African version of that. So Yanni. I'm raising this one to Yanni. Yanni, those fuckers at Joe's house, it's on you. Fuck them up, dude.
Yanni, please tell Joe to tell Gideon that we are deeply disappointed in Gideon because Jim is not answering his phone.
Exactly. But I will fucking reiterate the fact that Yanni is a fucking god amongst men. So there we go. There we go. Is Idan any good?
Oh, wow.
Rick, you answer that fucking... Sorry.
It depends. Do you like being shot on a training course by your instructor? If you want to get shot by your instructor on a training course, go to Idan.
Yeah. If you want to learn something, go and read the article that we put on Paratus and fucking go to any one of those people linked in that article. Is Idan any good?
He's good at marketing. He really is.
He's good at fucking making a video in the car with the indicators on.
Yeah.
TikTok.
God bless.
God bless. But no, DRD Overland, no. Spare yourself that fucking punishment. No.
I mean, Gideon did say that he's going to join us after dinner. So I'm guessing when he said that,
Gideon also says that he'll respond to his WhatsApp. Yeah.
They lit the fire and they're still waiting for Joe to cook all the meat so that they can eat.
It's quite possible the meat is still frosting.
But it's still on the cow. They need to go and find a cow to slaughter. I am so sad. I am greatly disappointed.
Let me fucking send him a whole lot of fucking question marks. Joe, sorry, Yanni. Oops, fucking Joe.
Yanni.
Yanni, it's about time we dox Joe. Yanni, I know it's fucking going against your grain, but he deserves it. He really does.
5 minutes.
Everyone. So are they sleeping at Joe's? I don't know, JC. Are they sleeping at Joe's? It fucking sounds like it.
8 minutes until curfew, and then they will all get pulled over by the cops as they're going home.
I saw some article now that you apparently can't have a lock-in Christmas or New Year's Eve party because you have to be at your own house before curfew. You can't sleep over at somebody else's house during curfew.
How are they going to know?
Fuck knows.
The Gestapo neighbors.
Yeah.
I hate those fucking neighbors.
Why are people like that? I mean, the same people that's complaining that you're not wearing your mask are the same people that's just cruising over stop streets or letting their kids stand up on the front seat or the back seat, and you wear your soul if you want to call out a mother on that. The mothers in my town are like, but you can't dox another mother. You can't post her car.
Gaan jy fucking inkom op die fucking livestream of fucking wat? Ek bel jou uit fucking Engeland uit. Wie jou fucking dier is hierdie fucking oproep. Gaan nou na jou fucking rekenaar toe en klik op die fucking URL wat Marika vir jou gefucking stuur het en dial fucking in.
Gideon is
Okay. Fucking no. I think Gideon's going to join us just now.
He's completely pissed. He's completely pissed.
He would not be the fucking only one, would he?
I put 50 on him appearing cross-eyed.
You put 50 on him, what?
Appearing cross-eyed on the stream if he does appear.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
mean more cross-eyed than fucking me?
So here's an interesting thing. Do I have an opinion on the new COVID strain?
Oh my God, no. Please.
Alan fucking Windy does. And the fucking counselor in Claremont does.
No, but we've had like 7 strains since the beginning. That's why some people get sicker than others. Well, that's one of the theories that I have. But no, there's at least 7 strains already. There was 7 strains back in May. There was this nice chart that showed you how the strains traveled throughout the world. And there was at least 7 in South Africa. So, well, strains, since this virus hasn't actually been isolated and gene sequenced and whatever. So, yeah. I don't think there's a new one. But I'm of the opinion that everything the government says is a bunch of lies. Except when they tell you they're coming for your land and your pensions. Then you can believe them. But as far as your personal life goes, they're not in it to protect you. They're in it for themselves.
He fucking wants to duck us here. I'm telling him he must get on and just say hi at least.
Gideon is probably next to the porcelain throne already.
Well, I'll fucking call him again. You know how expensive this shit is?
What did he say? Did he say, okay, he's coming, he's on his way? Maybe he's having drunken
Didn't you
sex with
hear?
his wife.
What's that called, Brian?
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
We can hear it ringing.
Well, let's fucking see.
Are you like cell calling him or what's that calling him?
Speaker.
I'm cell calling him.
Oh, you fucking idiot. What's that calling?
Hello? He doesn't answer the WhatsApp shit.
Oh.
Doesn't answer this fucking shit either. I forwarded to someone else.
It's not coming on the show.
Fuck him. I'm going to cell phone call. WhatsApp call him. Do that shit. It's the weirdest fucking thing.
So just to answer something Grant said about the chicken rotisserie thing with the 8 at 3 a.m., I had a very good friend who's since passed from cancer. He had this theory that whenever we were having a house party or a braai, we always delay the food as long as possible to keep the party going, because as soon as people eat, they fuck off. Whereas if you start the fire late and you start the cooking late, then people stay and then they have more fun and they party more. As soon as they chow, everybody goes home and the party's done.
Well, if you start to eat early enough and the booze gets going, then maybe they will stay a bit later.
Yeah, that's the theory, but not in practice.
No.
Yes. The Coke was positive. Well, if
Yeah.
somebody invites me for a braai that starts at 6 o'clock, I want to arrive there at 10 minutes to 6 with the fire already going. But what happens here is they tell you the party starts at 6, you get there, the braai isn't even out yet. No, they still have to go and get some firewood or some charcoal or whatever, and then by 9 o'clock they will start with the fire at either 10, 11:30, and then by that time I'm so cranky and hangry, and I will just go home because you haven't had food since 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
Eat the potato salad.
At 7.
I love the potato salad.
Oh, absolutely.
Fucking potato salad is the fucking best. Hello, Jay. You fucking sitting there all sober and who the fuck are you drunk fuckers?
Yes.
Loving
Let's
this.
come and say goodbye.
Gideon is being a fucking dickhead. Gideon has a proven track record for not answering or replying to emails. That's fucking true. I've also fucking phoned him twice. You have all fucking heard me.
Gideon is passed out. I can
And he did-
guarantee you
I'm
that.
phoning his wife.
Staring at him.
Should I phone his wife?
Yes,
Let me ask him if I should call his wife. Let's see how quickly he gets on the line. Should I call Diesel?
Was it Jeremy who was staring at him while he was passed out? Or
Yes.
yeah,
He passed out on Jenny's house.
You better get on the stream. We are taking great liberties with your brand. Oh, fuck. How do you spell your? Okay, there, I've got it now.
We still
I've
have
asked him if I should
people
call his wife.
watching.
I should fucking share this shit, hey?
Just call her.
Anyway. I should, eh? Let me WhatsApp her first.
I'm seeing Gideon in like a week and a half. Maybe I shouldn't. His punishment will be I'm not going to visit him. I'm going to find some other friends because
How do you spell
I'm not-
dronk again?
DRONK.
Doos
So-
Dronk.
Hoe dronk is Gideon?
Oscar, November, Kilo.
No, don't fucking do that to me. I'll just go with who dronk is Gideon. Fucking hang on. Question mark.
How drunk is Gia?
Oh, okay. Let's see what she says. We're involving her. He's gonna regret fucking not coming on, is he? Hang on, I've got Jay's number as well. Hello, Jay.
Jay did say he's on standby, so maybe JC said he's on standby.
JC is always on fucking standby. You must know this. Anytime you need him, you fucking call. You call, he hauls. That's his fucking thing. Now Rick is fucking there going up. I'm getting a blowjob. I don't care the fuck what you guys are saying.
Mr. Ice has joined us. Ice, welcome. Were you also at the bride? Did you see Gideon actually leave?
Ice! Hello, fucking Ice. How are you, fucking Ice? Gideon has a proven track record for not answering. Yeah. Didn't we say that already?
You've read that.
Yeah, okay. New comments.
Brian
Let's
is
see.
drunk dialing. Yeah.
I am so fucking drunk dialing.
Mm-hmm.
Very artist, you know what? You're a troll of fucking note, but you occasionally fucking hit on some fucking truisms. Okay, wait, hang on, wait. His wife has replied. Wait, let's see what she says. Oh, okay. Oops. She's on call. We should not bother his wife. Okay. Oops. Let's not do that again. That's fucking nasty. Okay. Sorry. Sleep well. There we go. I've been good. Now, let's go to Gideon.
Gideon has officially been disowned from his own channel.
Let's start it like this. Hey, fucker. Wake the fuck up. And get on your own fucking channel. Fucking, not ducking.
Oh, he just cancelled my call.
Stop canceling
He's not
Rick's
coming on the stream.
call. We are all watching you.
Yes, we know. He
Get
got home,
on
but he
the fucking stream.
he sounded incredibly wasted.
Hmm.
If his wife is on call, how did he get home?
Don't worry. I'm telling her, don't worry about us. We are all shit-faced and drunk as fuck looking for Gideon.
Well, there's
We
only
won't.
one drunk person here, and that's you.
Oh, I'll own that. Bother you again. Jay's drunk too. Again. You know what I mean. Okay. She's online. She's giving him shit. Where's Rick gone?
He just disappeared.
Probably went to the bathroom because he doesn't have adult diapers.
Oh, okay. I need some more adult diapers. If Gideon joins us, then I'll become the most epic stream or something. Fuck it. I've lost it now. Don't let the Belgium health minister hear about it. It'll be mistaken as an orgy at Joe's house. Okay, well, fine, fuck it. Marika Willemse, that's correct. We just saw one of them at Europe already, low.
Huh?
I don't know.
What?
Grant wants to know about the Austrian MP who tested a Coke.
Dude, you're like way off. I've already covered those.
Oh, well, fucking just chill the fuck out. I'll catch up with you now. I'm drunk, darling. I'm using all my time. Okay, okay. We've been all there. Just tell
but
Gideon the plane's going down. What's the plane going down on? Brian, what's the dark line on your top lip? You just want to fucking suck it, so fuck off. Let me not fucking send rude messages to Gideon's wife. I hope everyone else is fucking WhatsApping him.
No.
No.
Well, fucking do it. I really don't think he's going to come on. I think he's going to fucking harden up and not come on.
No, he's probably already asleep.
Probably.
We've got two chances of him pitching up right now. Fuck all minister.
Okay. Well, then I would suggest, let me give him one last call. He's
Tell
fucking
him
dead sad.
a Merry Christmas from the Paratus crew and the viewers. We've all been waiting around with bated breath to say goodbye to our favorite cross-dresser.
Well, let me give him a voice message. Hang on. You can all share in this. Hey, fucker. Every single person on your fucking channel is sending you a Merry Christmas. All we wanted was for you to fucking come on, grace us with your fucking presence, so we could wish you a happy fucking Christmas. But considering you were too drunk or something to not join us, Merry fucking Christmas. And on that fucking bombshell, we'll go back to the tent. And Marika, who's leading the channel, see that? Channel, will fucking do Merry Christmas. So, because you didn't fucking pitch up, Merry fucking Christmas. There we go. He has a voice note. Of note.
A very long one at that. Well, yes. It's been one hell of a year. We've been through some stuff that I don't think we knew it was coming one way or the other, but I don't think we actually expected this kind of thing that happened. It's been a tough year. I think most of us handled it very well. I got to know a great bunch of people. This frozen guy, not being one of them. No, I'm kidding. Stop touching my boots. We grew into an amazing community. Praters, Germ Warfare, Ronaldo, Ramon at Morning Shot. We got a bunch of great channels up and going. There's definitely the battle isn't over. Next year we're still continuing on this trend. So yeah, I am extremely grateful for this community that just naturally occurred. Just it's a bunch
Fucking
of
cannabis growing from the soil, pushing up through this, coming out. Smack me now.
I've never been as much pro smoking as I've been this year.
It's because you have an awesome fucking first husband, first man, whatever.
Well, notwithstanding, I mean, he got me at. No, I'm not going to say.
Melons. Magic melons.
It was long before that. Yes, I thank you guys for
Wake up, Rick.
supporting this channel and all the other channels. Let's grow it in the year to come. Let's hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. And yes, boys will always be boys. Stay classy, people. Stay awesome. And have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Happy holidays, whatever, get your hair blown back. And I will see you in the new year. That's it for me. Brian?
I can't fucking add to that. You just made me all soppy and all of that shit. So it's been fucking epic. I will say this. Rick, Jay, thank you very much. You know what? I really want you guys to come back because I think we just touched some fucking surfaces and we can have some awesome fun going forward. So maybe when fucking Hubert gets out of finding his own G-spot, we'll have some more fun. So with that, back to the fucking Rick.
Well, I'm going to say the F word, so maybe Jay should go first, and then, I'll
back to the fucking Jay.
Well, listen, I just want to say thank you. I know I'm pretty much a nobody in this whole community.
Hey!
First time. Be gentle. Give lube.
Yeah, precisely. First time. But I do want to say thank you.
It's my first time too, so...
What?
It's my first time too.
On the stream.
Give him lube too.
I just wish I could have brought more the wet towel one that I tonight. But that being said, no, it's been awesome. I mean, listening to you guys with the Whiskey Friday evenings, and it's been a privilege to be here and just talk shit and listen and hopefully give a little bit of insight from my side as well. And yeah, next year is going to be oh, Brian, please continue. That is just absolutely fucking stunning.
Oh, so sick.
I've got a partial here. Please continue.
There we go. And the F word has been said. Freedom is in the house.
No,
Rick,
I haven't said
come on, take us home.
Yeah,
Jay and Jay's hacker man dude, who he reckons is like Deviant Olymp, please, like
Yanni.
Yanni.
He's
Yanni.
fucking
And
epic.
Yanni and Jay, please add me on Facebook because you guys sound pretty cool and I'd like to be friends with you. And
Yes.
freedom!
Rick. Look for him. Pornhub.com.
Well, there's your safe word, people. So thank you for joining and stay safe. Bye.
Sorry, Gideon was being such a was